Good morning, everyone. On behalf of IIT Bhubaneswar, it is with great pleasure that I, Roma, your host for the day, extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you for today's awareness workshop on implementation of the three new criminal laws, namely Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023, which will replace the British era colonial laws, namely the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, and Indian Evidence Act 1872, respectively. The central government of India has appointed the first day of July 2024, that is today, as the date on and from which the provision of these three new laws shall come into force. Today, we have three very eminent speakers to apprise us on the provision of these three new laws. Dr. Suman Dash Bhattamishra, Faculty of Criminal Law, National Law University, Orissa, Cuttack. Ms. Namrata Chadda, Senior Advocate, ex-member of State Women's Commission, Orissa. And Mr. Akshay Kumar Nayak, OPS, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Instructor Cybercrime Investigation and Forensic. To inaugurate the workshop by lighting the lamp, I invite the Director, IIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Shripat Karmalkar, and our guests, Mr. Akshay Kumar Nayak, Ms. Namrata Chadda, and Dr. Suman Dash Bhattamishra on the stage. I request the Dean Student Affairs, Registrar, Chairperson Women Welfare Committee, President of Students Gymkhana, Coordinator of NSS, Professor in Charge Seminar, and Chairperson of Warden Council to accompany the Director and the guests on the dais. Thank you all. I now request you all to kindly take your seats in the audience. Our first speaker of the day is Dr. Suman Dash Bhattamishra. Dr. Bhattamishra is an associate professor of law at National Law University, Orissa. She teaches criminal law to undergraduate students and gender and law to postgraduate students. At NLUO, she is also the Dean of the Research and Internationalization Committee and the faculty advisor to the Gender Sensitization Committee. Dr. Bhattamishra's research is primarily in the areas of gender rights, access to justice, criminal law reforms, and rights of victims in the justice delivery mechanism. At present, she, along with her colleague, Dr. Professor R.P. Tripathi, is leading a two-year research project titled Addressing Domestic Violence in Orissa by Institutionalizing Anti-Domestic Violence Response Protocols. I invite Dr. Suman Bhattamishra on the dais. I request our student volunteers to welcome ma'am with a small token of appreciation on behalf of the IIT BBS fraternity. Yeah, sure. I now invite Dr. Bhattamishra to deliver her talk on the important aspects of new criminal law, changes and perspective. Ma'am.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And usually, being a teacher, many teachers will resonate perhaps with what I'm saying. Uh, we are more comfortable speaking around the classroom. This much of distance for me is a very big distance between the audience and the teacher. So, if there's any way that I can get down there with a mic, I would be very grateful. Um, Today, I have been asked to talk about three exhaustive pieces of law. I mean, changing or replacing the old laws is perhaps a momentous event in India. Thank you, sir. I'll just step down. I hope I'm audible to one and all. Thank you for this. And as I was mentioning, it's one of the most momentous events in India, replacing the 19th century's laws, especially if you look at the Indian Penal Code. It was drafted by T.B. Macaulay in the year 1860. And replacing a 163-year-old legislation is no mean challenge. Okay, so I'll start with the basics first. I'm given to understand that most of you are technology students. So there's some important points which I think are worth mentioning. Now, the basic change which has come into the new laws is not confined only to the reordering of sections. Okay, it is not just the content of the law, but you can notice the change in the title and language of the legislations also. Okay, so what read as the Indian Penal Code, a very, very complex, but at the same time, a very clear connection with criminality of conduct, now reads as Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Okay, so Nyaya actually translates to justice. Okay, Samhita, a compendium. Okay, Bharatiya, of course, Indian, right? I'm not getting into the politics of language here because that is besides the point of discussion. But those of you who must have been reading newspapers must also be coming across ideas of a big chunk of India resisting to the language that has been adopted. But that is besides the point of discussion, so I'm choosing to omit that part. But I want you to understand that when you read the words Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, in no manner is it indicating that you're going to refer to a code which talks about criminality. You would rather think of it as something which talks about justice, and justice may be constitutional as well, justice may be civil, justice may be criminal. So that it is confined only to the criminal aspect is not evident from the title. The Code of Criminal Procedure, another momentous document, a very mammoth document, very, very essential document. Now it is called Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. Okay, so when you say Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita, again, Indian Nagarik would stand for citizen, Suraksha for protection, okay, Samhita for compendium. So, Code of Criminal Procedure is very different from citizens protection. Okay, so the third one is the BSA, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, which replaces the Indian Evidence Act. Okay, good morning, ma'am. Hello. So, The Indian Evidence Act is now called the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, right? So um, this is the change in terms of the language, in terms of the title of the three legislations. And it's a half an hour discussion. And just before this, I was talking to your organizers here. I was telling them that the three massive pieces of legislation cannot be covered in 30 minutes. So I have chosen few areas, okay, which today we will discuss about. So the uh, the content will be taken from the revised IPC, the replaced IPC, which is the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Now I'll start with what the major changes are. Okay. So for those of you who have some awareness of how criminal law works in India, criminal law is also a territory which establishes a certain dynamic of relationship between the state and the individual. What is the dynamic of that relationship? It tells us that if you flout certain rules, you will have to give up some rights which are very basic, very intrinsic in nature. Now, for instance, you commit a civil wrong. Okay, let us say you commit a civil wrong by entering into somebody's property. Okay, which is not a criminal trespass, but civil trespass. There is a suit between you and that individual. But in criminal matters, this is not how it happens. It is the state which takes up the matter on behalf of the victim. So, the loss which has occurred in a criminal wrong is said to be a gross loss, a loss of rights which are very intrinsic, which are very basic, such as human dignity, okay, right to survival. For instance, an offense of murder takes away the right of a human being's survival. So the error or the wrong that the state is trying to remedy here is much more egregious, much more serious in nature. That is why the punishment which is meted out is also one which is considered to be commensurate with the crime that was committed, with the wrong that was committed. Okay, so what is the punishment which is usually given? Punishments under the IPC, the old law, were usually in the form of simple imprisonment, okay, rigorous imprisonment. Has anybody in the audience heard about these terms earlier? Anyone? May I see a raise of hands, show of hands? Yes. So you have, right? You're free to talk to me also. That's why I came down. Okay. So simple imprisonment, rigorous imprisonment. Rigorous imprisonment would mean, you must have heard the very common phrase, jail mein chakki peesna, right? So rigorous imprisonment means that it's imprisonment along with some hard manual labor, right? And then along with that, there are fines and forfeitures. Okay. Now, in civil wrongs, usually there is a compensation because we believe that a civil wrong can be monetarily compensated. Okay. So let us say I entered into your house and thereby committed a civil trespass. So now you file a suit against me in a civil court and I pay damages. That loss can be repaired. Okay. But in a criminal wrong, suppose a woman has been raped, or let's say there is a case of murder. Here, no amount of money can be said to compensate the victim or the victim's family. So it is derogatory to award compensation. That's why the law, the criminal law tells us that you can impose a fine. The purpose of that fine is that it will go to the state and maybe the state will use it for the victim or whatever, but it is in no manner compensatory. The state believes that you cannot compensate such wrongs, right? Now, in the new code, however, there is another dimension which has been added to punishments, and that is community service. Okay. The interesting part is that there is neither a definition nor an explanation of the reach and ambit of the words community service. So, you and I, professionals and lay people, would understand what community service is, because now and then we hear about judges asking for community service. Sometimes, maybe in your organizations, when there is a disciplinary issue, you ask students to do some community service. But in criminal law, it is very essential that words must be either defined or explained. Okay, I have used two expressions here, defined and explained. Could anybody tell me from among the students the difference between a definition and an explanation? Light conversations, let's presume them to be. Not that I'm asking a question, I'm interacting with you, trying to, although you don't want to talk to me, I want to talk to you. Okay, so anyone?
Remove any ambiguity, and explanation is an interpretation of those words and give a sense of what kind of circumstances it will be applicable.
Thank you, sir. So in law, we say that, like in science also, definition means that the word is supposed to mean something, and what it means to convey has to be limited. So we use all terms and words to limit the connotation and denotation of a certain term. Explanation, on the other hand, is a term that we use in law to allow flexibility of interpretation. Okay, I'll give you an example. For instance, in the old IPC, we use the term matrimonial cruelty, and cruelty was explained because you couldn't define cruelty for several reasons. Okay, because I'll give you a funny example that I give in class sometimes also, because cruelty is very subjective in nature, no? Some things are very objective, some forms of cruelty are very objective, but some forms of cruelty are also subjective. So the court needs to have that kind of a flexibility to decide whether a certain act amounted to cruelty in that case or not. So limiting it by using definition would be problematic, right? So the current code, however, doesn't tell us much about what community service would mean in a context and when it is to be awarded. Okay, it may be awarded in certain cases in conjunction with imprisonment, okay, or in conjunction with a certain probationary clause, right? But the use of it is not 100% clear. It's not yet unambiguous. Okay, so the next thing, the new set of criminal laws, meaning the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita is doing, is that it is introducing a few new offenses. Oh, as though the number of offenses we had were not enough. They actually were not enough. Because as we grow as a society, we come across bigger crimes, greater crimes. But why I told you in the very beginning that changing or replacing the old laws is a mammoth decision, and it's a very significant watershed moment as far as the legal fraternity is concerned, as far as every citizen is concerned, because it's a very time consuming task. Okay, um, we did it with slight hurry, and the consequence of it is something that I'm going to showcase today while I discuss some of the sections. So, as I said, some new sections have been introduced, some new offenses have been introduced. New offenses were also introduced via the 2013 Criminal Law Amendment. Okay, so in 2013, if all of you remember, there was a very infamous Nirbhaya rape case, right? Following which some changes were brought into the criminal law. So new offenses were included, such as acid attacks, okay, and um, the definition of rape under Section 375 of the IPC underwent a very significant change. And similarly, now with the new laws coming into existence, we have some more offenses which have been created, such as um, organized crime. Okay. So there was no concept, no new, there was no earlier concept of an organized crime. We talked about offense. We never talked about organized crime. Now, with a lot of criminal cases being about money laundering, being about operation of syndicates and organized crime happening through syndicates, the need to have a definition for organized crime was felt. Okay, so now membership of a syndicate has also been made punishable. Likewise, the term terrorism never figured in the manner that it is figuring in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, because let me tell you that internationally also we have struggled to identify a definition of terrorism. Okay, but the BNS attempts to punish terrorism, to create a special offense in the form of terrorism or terrorist act. Okay, the problem, however, is that terrorism is a special brand of offense. It's not a general offense. Okay, so when we say general offense, we mean to say that for instance, an IPC would apply as a general law. It applies to all offenses such as theft, murder, sexual offenses, and other categories of offenses, like let's say property related offenses. Okay, but a special law applies only to that category of offenses for which the law has been designed. So in India, you must have heard of UAPA. Yeah. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, very infamous because we say that anti-terror laws are the most abused laws. You must have read about sedition laws also, right? How for the smallest of things, we say that this person should be booked, and then the process itself becomes very difficult because there's no bail. It's very difficult to get a bail also. People wait for trial for years together. They lose their jobs in between. It might be of interest to you that years ago, a professor in Kashmir University was arrested for setting a question paper which was said to be seditious. How interesting is that? It is, right? So he had asked for a certain translation to take place in the question paper, and the translation, the English passage had to be translated, the Urdu passage had to be translated to English. So it was like something along the lines of the blood of Kashmiri youth is boiling, so on and so forth. And then the the matter did not even go to the court. Even before that, the professor lost his job, because arrest in a profession like teaching means that you're done. Okay, it's involuntary retirement, right? So this is a form of, your anti-terror laws are considered to be very highly abused laws. Okay, so what I was trying to tell you is that terrorism is not the subject matter of a general law. Why? Because the procedure for dealing with it is very different from what is the ordinary procedure. You can't say that X is a terrorist and must have all the rights of a person who has murdered one individual, or who has committed theft, or who has committed robbery. Because terrorism cuts at the heart of the state. Okay? Offenses such as murder, theft, robbery, etc., they are against individuals. They affect the collective conscience of the society, but there's a difference between cutting the heart of the state, cutting at the heart of the state, and affecting the collective conscience of the society. right? So the procedure that we adopt for terrorists is very different. Okay, so you must have heard of AFSPA, Armed Forces Special Powers Act, right? So anybody who has any idea about the act would know that the army has abundant powers to search and seize, okay, even without a warrant. Because when you're dealing with terrorists, they're not ordinary offenders. They're ones who are usually heavily equipped with technology in the wrong way. They're usually people who are heavily armed with weapons which are not ordinarily available. Okay, they attack civilian population. Okay, their their presence in the state, okay, is is an obstacle to good governance, to tranquility, peace, and can cut a democracy. Therefore, the procedure that we have is very different. So, an argument which is made is that now, if you have two sets of law, one special law, the other general law, which talks about terrorism, then the ordinary principle is that the special law applies first, right? So if terrorist act has been defined in BNS, how are you going to deal with the case now? Now, it's the UAPA which is supposed to deal with it, but there is a conflict which is created by defining what a terrorist act is in the BNS itself, because now you are going to apply both the general and the special law. Whereas a basic rule of thumb is when there's a special law designed to deal with a certain offense, it's a special law that applies. One example of it is NDPS Act, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. All college students, university students are aware of this act. Okay, even if they say they are not. Okay, so possession of drugs and what is to be done with people who possess drugs, that is dealt with by the NDPS Act. Now, the IPC is not going to intervene there, right? So it is there's a certain redundancy in defining what a terrorist act is in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Okay, so this is what experts have opined very often. Now, another issue that you will come across is I'm not sure how many of you um, discuss gender or are interested in gender studies, but today's generation is more gender awakened than perhaps we were, I would like to believe, right? So the usage of the pronoun he and its derivatives. Okay, so the BNS says that right now before in the IPC, we used to say that there's he and there's she, there's a male and there's a female, man and woman. We were confined to the binaries. With the introduction and the recognition of the third gender, the IPC now says, as the BNS now says, that transgender people's gender is now recognized. So very often you'll see that in the definitions we say whoever, any person. So one argument which was made was that what if the person is neither a he nor a she? So who is this person? Okay, for whom does the law stand? Right? So here the IPC was not sufficient to meet the gender narrative of the present era. Now what they have done is they're saying that he is enough to cover men, women, transgenders. Okay, so essentially we're trying to say that he stands for all of us. Maybe you will not connect to me a lot when I say this, but in law it is looked down upon because we say that he is a he, a she is a she, a them is a them. Okay, so we can't say that he stands for all genders across. So you look at the new set of laws, you will recognize some other major changes which have come in. An offense such as mob lynching has now been recognized under the BNS. Have you heard of mob lynching? Tabriz Ahmed, for instance, Tabriz Ansari, for instance. Okay, or so many cases where a doctor has been mob lynched So essentially, mob lynching is something where a crowd of people decide that a certain course of justice should be taken, and they decide to impart that justice by hitting the person, by killing the person, by injuring the person. They do not wait for due process to follow because they feel that the law has not, that justice can be done by them. So they independently administer justice. Maybe a parallel that I can draw is of khap panchayats, honor killings, right? So a group of people decide that right now we will kill this individual because what he did was wrong. So recently, I think if you have read the piece yesterday or day before yesterday, a man, a man was found to have beaten a woman to death. In the middle of the road, there was a crowd which was supporting that man, okay, because she had disrespected her community by getting into a relationship which is outside of marriage with another man, right? So this was considered to be dishonorable by the person. Now the person imparts justice, not the courts. This is mob lynching, but the definition has been limited in the BNS. It's a good thing that they have recognized mob lynching. There are academic debates as to whether that is required or not. I'll not get there. But um, right now, mob lynching is something where a crowd or people come together um, to kill an individual or to attempt to kill an individual or injure them grievously on any of race, personal belief, religion, so on and so forth. The difference is in general language, all these differential markers are not necessary, but in the new law, these differential markers have been mentioned. So mob lynching can take place for any reason whatsoever, and it would be mob lynching in general law. But in the BNS, they have these markers of race, etc. So here, the law says that there will be 10 years of imprisonment, also life imprisonment may be given for any person who was part of the crowd that mob lynched the victim. Okay, so this and another change, which is somewhat welcome, but not complete in its existence per se, is the change in the provision of rape. Okay, so please let me know if I'm exceeding my time limit. Have I? Oh, I have exceeded by 5 minutes. I have 7 minutes. Okay, so so the definition of rape, I think this is important. So I will discuss this. Probably, ma'am will discuss it better than me, but I'll just put it forward to you here. A you in the older law, the Indian Penal Code, there was one such thing as marital rape immunity. Okay, so for those of you who are not aware of the change in rape laws, uh, since 2014, CEDAW has been asking India to bring about an anti-marital rape provision, and we are standing here today in 2024. Uh, there was a very landmark judgment, which is famously known as the Independent Thought Case. That was the name of the organization. So it said that um, rape of a minor wife would be considered as marital rape. But who is a minor wife? According to the old section 375, it was a woman who was below the age of 15 years. Okay, now that would be considered as marital rape. But if the girl is above the age of 15 years, then marriage, the meaning of marriage is that consent is presumed. Okay, so which means girls within the age bracket of 15 to 18 were left unprotected. Okay, now there was another issue also. Usually you consider for all purposes a person to be up the age of 18 years for them to be considered as adults, right? But here you're saying that a girl, in order to be considered as minor, has to be below the age of 15 years. So there was a case, a Supreme Court case, and the judgment said that Section 375 has to be read as below the age of 18 years, not below the age of 15 years. Now, this has been made into the law by BNS. Okay, so marital rape has not been criminalized. We were expecting it to be criminalized, but this is a welcome change that we don't have to rely on a Supreme Court judgment anymore. We have the law itself speaking that rape of a wife who is below the age of 18 years will qualify as marital rape. Okay, but another significant change, um, which as university students, and considering that when the Pride Month now, LGBTQIA community doesn't really stand by this change in the BNS, that is the complete removal of Section 377. Have you heard of Section 377? Homosexuality was criminalized earlier, and then by a Supreme Court judgment in Naftage's case, okay, the Section 377 was read down. In law, we say reading down means that a certain part of the provision is declared as unconstitutional, but the remaining provision stands. So, which means that in the earlier form of Section 377, after it was read down, um, rape of men could be considered as rape. Okay, bestiality was considered as an offense. So, very thoughtlessly, or perhaps with a little bit of carelessness now, they have removed Section 377 completely, which means that bestiality, etc., are not really offenses in the way they were under Section 377, and rape of men is also not something which can be brought under the BNS now. Okay, then one last thing, because we're all part of an educational institution, this is something that we should all be aware of. Hit and run cases and provisions on hit and run have been modified drastically under the new BNS. That's also the reason you must have heard of a transport drivers strike or protest, right? So now hitting and running over a person and then not reporting to the police or the magistrate soon after the incident, okay, and escaping from the scene of crime has been made a punishable offense, punishable with about 10 years of rigorous imprisonment. Okay, it's not a joke, because earlier 304A was usually used in these cases, and it allowed for a maximum of 2 to 3 years of imprisonment. Okay, so this is 10 years of imprisonment, but there is a lacuna in the law. I'll tell you what it is. The law says that you have to report soon after the hit and run has happened. What is the meaning of soon after? That is left open to interpretation. Okay, to conclude, I would say that the old IPC is part of the substantive criminal law. What is a substantive law? A substantive law is one which deals with definitions, explanations, which lays down the meaning of an offense, which tells us what the offense is, has nothing to do with procedure. Okay. Now, the BNS also is which is replacing the IPC, does the same thing. It defines offenses. It's supposed to explain offenses. So when we are leaving behind gaps in these offenses, okay, it leaves room for a lot of speculation and interpretation. So how are we going to implement these laws? That is for the police. That's for execution is part of the police job, and interpretation is a job which is assigned to courts. But for the common people, awareness of the law is very important. So these are some of the major changes. As I said earlier, this is not even the tip of the iceberg, but with the time that I have, this is what I could expose you to. Please understand that this is a major overhaul of very antique laws in India. Okay, I mean 1872, 1860, we are talking about century old laws. So this will take more than half an hour to discuss. Okay, thank you everyone for your patience.
Thank you so much for your insights, Dr. Bhattamishra. The floor is now open for the audience to ask any question to the professor. So, if you have any question, I'll ask the volunteers to pass on with the microphones.
Good morning, madam. My question is that earlier in the road accident case, so normally the IIC has got the power to granted bail to the offender, the person who is involved in the accident. IIC from the police station, normally they grant bails in few cases. So in the new IPC, is there any provision that the IIC or from the police station normally they grant bails if the individual is not drunk driving, or if he is the possession of driving license, or everything is the right position?
It's not the domain of IPC. That is why I told you that what you're talking about is the domain of Code of Criminal Procedure, which is your Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. This is not IPC. IPC only defines offenses. So any change which has come in is in the definition of the crime of the offenses. For instance, theft was not enough, they thought, so they introduced snatching also. So I mean, these are IPC related changes. As far as CRPC is concerned, there's only one, I think one major change that they have introduced is about the registration of FIR. It's very controversial. Yes. So yeah, I mean, to that there is no discussion in the IPC. There's no change as far as the IPC.
And my second question is, as for theft, there are 5 principles in the theft. That is the property must be movable. There must be dishonest intention to take that property. Okay, then it should be displaced from one place to another with the intention of the owners, like this. So it's remained the same. The 5 principles are remain the same, or any new principles has been added to that?
So theft is the same. The problem has come with the definition of snatching. The major change which has come in the definition of theft is that apart from theft, there is an element which is added, which is snatching. So snatching is also theft, but theft which happens so quickly or in such hurry that the victim doesn't realize it. Academics in law consider it to be absolutely not necessary, because at the end of the day, snatching is also theft, right? So, but this is the only change which has come. The ingredients haven't been changed. Theft is still an offense against movable property. Still, lack of consent is required. Still, dishonest intention is required. So, there's no such change there in the basic offense of theft.
Okay, thank you.
Madam, for the government employees, we all are government employees. If one of the employees is being behind bar for more than 48 hours, he is losing his job. But if the minister is running the state or a UT after being behind the bar months together, so how you look into this?
I look at it as very unfair, but we have to. The law is the same, sir. I'll tell you what. There is one definition in IPC which is public servant. Okay. By Supreme Court's interpretation, ministers are also public servants. So we have to understand that they are not beyond the rhetoric of criminal law. They are within the same frame. What is acting against us but is not acting against them is a constitutional immunity. The immunity which is granted to them is that their arrests by themselves will not lead to disqualification unless the arrest is of a certain, unless the case in which they've been convicted, that is for a certain duration in a cognizable case, in a very serious case. I think the context is that this is a thought. This is what we understand usually, that politicians are more vulnerable to false prosecutions because of inter-party conflict and things like that. So I'm not saying that it is fair. What I'm saying is that there is an immunity which is granted to them because they're supposed to be democratic representatives of people and are exposed to graver dangers.
And the same situation can be there for the peer pressure for the serving community also. And when our constitution provides for the equality, where equality stands here.
No, sir, I'll tell you one thing here. We are the worst. The teaching lot and ordinary government servants like us, we are in the worst position because it's not only about the politicians. What about the army? The army, because of ASPA, gets away with rapes, with murders, with all sorts of crimes that are unimaginable, and we are not even supposed to speak about it because we are treated as people who are critiquing people who are working along the borders. Working at the borders doesn't mean that you get to commit crimes, but there is a law called AFSPA which has only 3 or 4 sections in it, and it gives them wide ranging power, says that you cannot try them, you cannot convict them, absolute impunity in such cases. So you are right in saying that equality is for all, but the law is not perfect. We are not claiming it as a perfect entity. We have to understand that these are changes. For instance, in Karunanidhi's case, the Supreme Court said that he has to be convicted, he has to go behind bars, and he will be disqualified on account of that. And they made a landmark decision there by saying that ministers are also public servants. They can't say that we are, their argument was that the IPC cannot touch us because we are not public servants, right? And this is what the Supreme Court made clear, that you are as well within the ambit of IPC as any other citizen of the country. So where equality stands, interpretation is something which is for the courts. The legislation should bring about these changes, but so far these changes have not been brought about. That is.
One more is regarding the pension. Pension has been done away with since 2004 for all the government employees.
That is
But
not
still it
criminal
is there.
law.
After that, it has been introduced for the politicians. So whose role is here? Whether the lawmakers or even there is a scope for the Supreme Court to look into it.
You want me to be honest with you? I think this is a platform I can be honest here, very honest. It's a problem of collective bargaining. We are not trade union leaders, sir. This is the problem with us. So, unless there is collective bargaining, pension is not a criminal law matter. It is something which is your employment or service law matter. So, it's a civil concept. Why we don't have it and why it has been introduced for politicians? Because other than government employees who are very sober and decent and who are supposed to lead a very exemplary life, because the smallest of irregularity is considered to be wrong on their part, all these other people, including doctors, lawyers, the profession that I come from, and I'm often confused as a lawyer, I'm not one, I teach law, including your trade unionists, all of them. So ultimately, it's a question of political power. So if we had collective bargaining, we would have bargained and got the pension for us. We don't have that political portfolio now. So that I think.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
I'll reserve one more question for madam also, for both of you. That is regarding the procedure. Thank you.
I invite Professor Karmalkar to felicitate Dr. Sumandash Bhattamishra on behalf of the IIT BBS community. I would request the student volunteers to assist the director and our Dean Student Affairs with the same. Thank you. Kindly take your seats in the audience. Our next speaker is Ms. Namrata Chadha. Recognized as a multidimensional dynamic social activist and a strong willed, humble personality, Ms. Chadda is not only a lawyer by profession who serves as an advisor to various nonprofits and public and private institutions, but also a popular name in the field of women's empowerment, who successfully completed 2 terms as an honorable member of the State Commission for Women, Juvenile Justice Board, and State Legal Services Authority in Orissa. Being the founder and president of the NGO Madhyam, Ms. Chadda fiercely fights for the rights of female inmates of different jails and victims of domestic violence. A true humanitarian that she is, Ms. Chadda works relentlessly for women in prison for their holistic development, focusing on their mental health issues and providing legal aid and rehabilitation when they're released. Recipient of many national and state level awards for her candid role in advancing the welfare society and mankind, Ms. Chadda has also authored 6 books on various aspects of women issues. Her role in uplifting the underprivileged at the remote grassroots levels through various awareness programs is highly motivating and inspiring. I now invite Ms. Namrata Chadda on the dais. I request our student volunteers to welcome ma'am with a small token of appreciation on behalf of the IIT BBS community. I now invite Ms. Namrata Chadda to deliver her talk titled Women and Child Welfare and Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace in the New Criminal Law. Jai Jagannath. Breakfast had done. Jai Jagannath. Everybody was so, so silent, so lazy. I think you have skipped your breakfast. So, okay. It is a wonderful day that you are taking part in some kind of awareness program. I am very thankful to IIT, especially Manaswini Madam, who has approached me for this special session on women-related law. I wanted to tell you one thing, whether it's an awareness program or workshop or anything, try to enjoy it, try to learn more things. It is not a stereotype things that people will come and deliver a lecture or giving you some output and you will go something with you or something not with you. So when any organization is trying to organize these kind of, it is so much of labor they are doing in that because it is not that easy. She came all the way from Qatar to her. She was a first speaker and she set this dice in a better way. That is the best quality academians that they understand better about the subject. But unfortunately, I am not an academian. I am in from an activism line. So when I will speak to you about the new amendments or new criminal law, you have to bear with me whether you like it or not. Okay, this is the first thing. What is law actually? You have to understand. What is law? When we are talking about uh, 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 administrative law, service law, criminal law, or something, civil law, what is law? The basic understanding, if we don't have, we unable to understand the whole thing. Law is what? Can you tell me? कोई भी बता सकता है? कानून क्या है? Set of rules and regulation. Okay. Anything else? We should abide it? Yes. If it is a set of rules and regulation, the second part is we have to abide it. Anything else? Which remind me my limits and being restricted. I am a human, I am a born free, and there is so much of limits and restriction. Huh? So don't you think it is a contradictory or kuch? Anything else? Anything else? Beyond a certain. Very good. Anything else? Law is nothing. We have to understand in a very simple language. Law is nothing. It is a codified common sense. That's all. Common sense. और कुछ भी नहीं है. Nothing else. Not those big words, not big definition, interpretation. वो काम वकीलों का है. Let them do. The law is codified common sense. That's all. Can I take this remote with me? When I will, after my completion of lecture, can I take this with me? Why? Why? Simple thing. It doesn't belongs to me. Yes, that's why. It is a common sense. Common sense. That's all. So what happened in India? We have to understand why previously it was IPC, Indian Penal Code. Why it is a Bharat Nyaya Sanhita? ये सब क्या हो रहा है? आप पहले समझो. The previously in India, Mughal set up a kacheri system. That's why whenever we are in a courtroom, there is all full of Arabi, Farsi, Urdu language. Muddala Hajir ho, Wasiyatnama, Talaknama, all those things. आप देखेंगे all is full of Urdu, Farsi and Arabi language because they introduced that system. Fauzdari Mukaddama, है ना? Diwani Mukaddama, civil matter और after that, Britishers came to India. So they set up their rule of law. इंडियन पिनल कोड उन्होंने अपना सेटअप किया यहाँ पर आके. ठीक है. सो आईपीसी एवरीथिंग इज विद द आईपीसी. आईपीसी विद द डेफिनेशन विद ऑल. सुमन हैज एक्सप्लेन very nicely to you. Now, when we were following IPC, always people were complaining about that. है ना? क्या है इतना पुराना कानून अंग्रेजों ने बनाया. We are following Britishers. वो तो चले गए. उनका कानून हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं क्राइम में. तो National Law University's former chairman Ranbir Singh, he was headed that committee और उन्होंने मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम के साथ मिलके ये वाला काम किया. इट इज अ रिगोरियस टास्क. टुडे व्हाट वी हैव नाउ, भारतीय न्याय संहिता, भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम, जितनी भी बनी है, ये 3 जो क्रिमिनल चेंज हुए हैं, दे डिड इट एंड इट वाज नॉट अ वेरी इजी टास्क. इंडियन पिनल कोड हमारे दिमाग में, हमारे खून में बसा हुआ है. एंड यू सी whenever you are watching any Hindi movie, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, that dialogue is very famous. सनी देओल और दामिनी फिल्म का. So whenever you are in court, there is another date and another date. है ना? होता है. We were fed up of this court system, judicial system. We are in Odisha, if you remember, because I am talking about women's aspect of this criminal law. छबी रानी केस, have you heard about that? किसी ने सुना है? कितने जनों सुनी सुनती? कितने लोगों ने सुना? सबने सुना. जिन्होंने नहीं सुना है वो गूगल में सर्च करेंगे. 32 साल बाद जजमेंट आया. वो औरत मर गई. निर्भया से भी ज्यादा पेनफुल, heinous kind of crime those people did to her, and she died. उसका एक छोटा सा बच्चा था, वो पागल होके घूमने लगा गांव में. पति ने दूसरी शादी कर ली, he had gone, and उस गांव के लोगों ने मिलके अभी उसको किसी ऑफिस में पियोन में रखा. कैन यू इमेजिन अ सिचुएशन ऑफ अ विक्टिम? So when Britishers introduce Indian Penal Code or criminal justice system, they have in their mind that we have to punish the criminal. That's all. Nothing else. कि criminal को punish कर दिया, हो गया. They were not thinking about the pain of victim. Victim क्या सोचता है, उसको क्या चाहिए, उसके बारे में नहीं सोचा. या कोई अगर अपराधी है तो उसको कैसे सुधारा जाए. Because they are liability to nation. आप किसी को पकड़ते हो, उसको जेल में रखते हो, उसको 8-10 साल खाना खिला के, पिला के, मेडिकल चेकअप करा के हेल्दी रखते हो. इफ एनीथिंग हैपन टू दैट पर्सन इन जेल, प्रिजन, वो जेलर और सुपरिटेंडेंट का नौकरी चला जाएगा. गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट, सर यू वर टॉकिंग अबाउट कस्टडी में डेथ हुआ है, ही वॉज बीइंग टॉर्चर्ड इन जेल, ये सब चीजें होती थी. सो देयर वॉज नो रूम फॉर विक्टिम साइकोलॉजी. What the victims are thinking. Justice is not that we are giving a punishment to accused. मुझे justice कैसे मिलेगा, ये मैं decide करूंगी, not you. Okay?
तो ये जो चिंताधारा जो आईपीसी में उन्होंने डाल दी थी, उसको सिंपली इन लोगों ने और सिंप्लीफाई करके चेंज किया है। 511 सेक्शंस वर देयर, उनको काट के 378, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, आई हैव नोटेड इट डाउन, मेरा काउंटिंग बहुत गलत है। तो उन लोगों ने इन चीजों को चेंज किया है। इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट को चेंज करके, अभी देखिए, इट इज ऑल अबाउट लैंग्वेज, नथिंग एल्स, नथिंग वेरी बिग थिंग हैज चेंज। इंडियन पिनल कोड मैं आपका 1 लाख रुपया लेके भाग जाऊंगी, आप बोलेंगे मैडम इज 420। 420 इज व्हाट? आईपीसी इज 420 सेक्शन, ठगी के लिए, चालाकी के लिए, चीटिंग के लिए। बट हमारी रग रग में घुस गया है 420। वो आदमी अगर चोर है, ठग है, आपको थकता है, तो हम ये नहीं कहते कि वो बदमाश है, हम कहते हैं वो 420 है। सेक्शंस, इट इज इन आवर ब्लड, इन आवर माइंड, हम इसी में सोते पीते जागते हैं। 376 लगा देंगे। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर मैरिड हियर? कितने लोग हैं शादीशुदा? बहुत लोग हैं। स्टूडेंट्स? नॉट मैरिड। ओके, डोंट लाफ। आई गॉट मैरिड एट द एज ऑफ 18 व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट। तो मैं सोचती हूँ शायद स्टूडेंट लोग भी जल्दी शादी हो जाते हैं। थैंक्स टू इंडियन लॉ 18 ईयर्स का कर दिया है। देन आई विल टॉक अबाउट द मैरिटल रेप। सो हम लोग जब ये जो पिनल कोड्स हैं, इसी ये इतने हमारे में हो गए। अगर आपकी वाइफ, शादीशुदा की वाइफ को अगर आप डांटते हैं, तो वाइफ इज सेइंग 498 लगा दूंगी। यस, व्हाट इज दैट? क्रुएलिटी बाय हस्बैंड एंड हिज रिलेटिव। सिंपल डेफिनेशन नहीं आता, गांव के लोगों को कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं आता, लेडीज को 498 लगा दूंगी। कोई लड़का छेड़ेगा 376 में बुक कर देंगे। सो ये जो आईपीसी इतना हमारे अंदर चला, उसकी आधी भाषा हम समझे नहीं समझे, और उसके बाद हम कोर्ट में जाते हैं, और फिर वो वकीलों के लिए इट्स आई डोंट रिमेंबर नेम, सुमन प्लीज करेक्ट मी, वन पर्सन टोल्ड दैट द कोर्ट रूम्स आर हेवन फॉर एडवोकेट्स। इट्स अ बिग प्ले ग्राउंड, फुटबॉल ग्राउंड फॉर एडवोकेट। आप जाइए, वो इंटरप्रिटेशन करेगा, वो आर्ग्यूमेंट करेगा, ये करेगा, उसके बाद लोअर कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एक जजमेंट होगा, फिर उसको हम कहेंगे इफ द लॉ इज देयर ओके, इफ लॉ इज नॉट देयर, लॉ ऑफ द लैंड इज सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट, वी डिसाइड इन ऑल केसेस। तो उन सब चीजों को करने के लिए द बेस्ट थिंग इज हैपन इन दिस न्यू लॉ, भारतीय न्याय संहिता में, टाइम बाउंड, त्वरित न्याय, क्विक जस्टिस। नाउ देयर विल बी नो फिल्म ऑन तारीख पे तारीख। आप अगर 2 डेट के बाद नहीं आते हैं, तो जजमेंट अपना सुना सकता है, इवन विदाउट योर एब्सेंस, प्रेजेंस इन कोर्ट रूम। नहीं तो पहले आ ही नहीं रहा है, मुद्दला आ ही नहीं रहा है, एक्यूज आ ही नहीं रहा है, वो कभी बीमार है, कभी बाहर है, डेट ले रहे हैं। इट टेक्स 10 years, 11 years. So time bound. All the legislation now it has amended, जो नए इसमें भारतीय न्याय संहिता में बने हैं, that is the best thing is time bound. आपको 7 days के अंदर रिपोर्ट मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन करना है, फॉरेंसिक एग्जामिनेशन के ऊपर रहेगा, दैट इज मैंडेटरी। आपको 60 days के अंदर इंक्वायरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंप्लीट करके देना है। इफ इट इज लेंदी, 90 days के अंदर आपको विक्टिम को, जिसने कंप्लेन दिया है, यू हैव टू अपडेट अबाउट हर केस, कि वो केस कितनी दूर गया है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है कि नहीं है, क्या हुआ, ट्रायल शुरू होगा, क्या होगा, नहीं हुआ, व्हाट इज द स्टेटस ऑफ हर केस, वो उनको 90 days में मिलेगा। प्रीवियसली इट वाज नॉट देयर। यू गो टू पुलिस स्टेशन, काली आसो चालीची इंक्वायरी चल रही है, देखते हैं क्या होगा। I was a member of Juvenile Justice Board and I was shocked when I saw my files in my Khurda district. यही खुर्दा के ही डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हम बैठते थे। 598 cases were there against juveniles, जिसमें चार्जशीट भी नहीं हुआ। Can you imagine? ट्रायल तो दूर, और हमको जेजे एक्ट ने बोला गया है कि 3 महीने में खत्म करके उनको ऑब्जर्वेशन होम भेजना, या एक्विटल करना, या जजमेंट देना, whatever. This is the real reality. So they try to what? कंपोज ऑल दोस थिंग जो लूज में छूट रहे थे, कि देर तक चल रहा है इंक्वायरी, ये चल रहा है, वो चल रहा है। नो, निर्भया केस, सुमन हैज मेंशन अबाउट दैट। निर्भया केस का उस लड़के के विटनेस के ऊपर सजा नहीं मिली। इफ यू रिमेंबर, इफ यू गो थ्रू द होल केस, उसका बॉयफ्रेंड तो बेचारा एक चोट खा के बेहोश होके गिर गया। 6 person in a moving bus, 1 was driver, 5 other person। 4 घंटे तक उस लड़की के साथ क्या किया वो मुझे एक्सप्लेन करने का जरूरत नहीं है। एंड उनको सजा मिली बिकॉज ऑफ द फोरेंसिक, उनके बाइट्स, उनके ब्लड, उनके ये सैंपल, उनका टॉर्चर वे ऑफ, वो सबको मन के फोरेंसिक के ऊपर ही उनको सजा मिल पाई, नहीं तो लूप होल्स निकल रहे थे। देयर वाज नो प्रोविजन फॉर द मास हैंगिंग। 4 जन को फांसी कैसे लगाएंगे, उसके ऊपर आर्ग्यूमेंट कर रहे हैं एडवोकेट्स, एकेडमियंस, दे आर कमिंग फॉरवर्ड, दे केम आउट। अरे उनको 4 जन को फांसी कैसे लगाएंगे, हमें जीवन देने का हक नहीं तो हम जीवन ले भी नहीं सकते। ऑल इंटरनेशनल फोर्सेस वर वर्किंग ऑन दैट, आप फांसी नहीं लगा सकते। और अगर ऐसे क्राइम होता है तो छी हम लोग करेंगे, ओके आप इन क्राइम को रोक नहीं सकते। So there are people always in any nation, whether it's India or Pakistan or America or France. आप कोई भी कानून बनाएंगे, no law is perfect. So everybody raise question again, the criminal procedure, ये system law इसके लिए ठीक नहीं है, उसके लिए ठीक नहीं है, तो आपके लिए ठीक नहीं है, मेरे लिए ठीक नहीं है। Whatever suitable to me, I think law is good. What is not suitable to you or me, we are saying law is not good. But it is a परफेक्ट कॉमन सेंस कि हम एक सोसाइटी में रहते हैं और हमको औरतों और बच्चों को इज्जत देना है। दे आर द सेंटर पॉइंट ऑफ द सोसाइटी। दे माइट बी योर सिस्टर, योर फ्रेंड, योर ब्रदर, योर चाइल्ड, योर वाइफ, योर मदर, बट वी थिंकिंग oh no, okay we are safe, we are good, we are in that position, that's why everything happened. Sir was asking a question, the pension is not for the public servant but it is for the legislative members. Who is responsible for that? You, me, we vote for them. हम उनको वोट दे के भेजते हैं कि आप हमारे लिए ऐसा कानून बनाओ जो हमारी पेंशन को काटेगा लेकिन अपनी पेंशन को रखेगा। Because when we vote for them, yes, this is the truth. We never vote for them. We never vote for our nation. We never vote for our women's security. निर्भया केस के बाद मुलायम सिंह बोलता है पार्लियामेंट में, लड़के तो लड़के हैं, लड़कों से गलती हो जाती है हीनियस क्राइम को, और हम उनकी पार्टी को जिताते हैं। फिर हम कंप्लेन करते हैं, वी वोट फॉर, आई एम मुस्लिम, आई वोट फॉर मुस्लिम, आई एम हिंदू, आई वोट फॉर हिंदू, आई वोट फॉर दलित, आई वोट फॉर दिस। वी आर डिवाइडेड। और वही लॉ मेकर आते हैं, वो आपको बेवकूफ बनाते हैं। उनको जो सुटेबल है, व्हेन दे रेज देयर पेंशन, दे रेज देयर सैलरी, दे यूनाइटेड टुगेदर। कम्युनिस्ट कांग्रेस के साथ मिलके, सेंटर में बीजेपी के साथ मिलके बिल पास हो रहा है। कैन यू इमेजिन? फॉर देयर ओन पेंशन, फॉर देयर ओन हाइक सैलरी, बट फॉर यू दे आर ऑलवेज डिवाइडेड, बिकॉज वी डिवाइडेड। हम उन्हीं बेवकूफ लोगों को, उन्हीं चालाक लोगों को, उन्हीं बदमाश लोगों को भेजते हैं वोट देकर कि मन में ये सोच के ये मेरे काम आएगा, मेरी ट्रांसफर, मेरी प्रमोशन, मेरा ये मेरे लैंड में काम आएगा। वी नेवर थॉट फॉर अवर नेशन एंड वी आर आस्किंग कि हमको अच्छे अच्छे कानून दो। नो, इट कांट पॉसिबल। सो वी हैव टू थिंक इन दैट वे। अभी चिल्ड्रन और विमेन्स के लिए जितने भी लॉ आए हैं उसमें है, देयर इज अ प्रोविजन फॉर द जीरो एफआईआर। इट वाज देयर आफ्टर निर्भया केस। जस्टिस वर्मा की जब कमेटी बनी थी, इट वाज हेडेड बाय जस्टिस वर्मा, कि उन्होंने बोला था वेयर एवर यू आर, whether you are from Bhadrak, you are from Koraput, you are from Bangalore, if anything happened to you, here, आप कहीं पे भी एफआईआर कर सकते हैं, that your एफआईआर will transfer to your designated area, then they will start. Then there is a provision, any woman, any person with special ability, जो हैं, special children हैं या special हैं या senior citizen हैं, they don't have to go to the police station again and again for their statement or for inquiry. Police will come to you at your home. दिस इज अ सीआरपीसी का जो ये था प्रोसीड्यूर था, उसको पूरा चेंज किया गया है। दिस इज अ वेरी रिवॉल्यूशनरी चेंज। 60 years old, 65 years old women are visiting police station. A woman who is a victim of rape, she is going to police station every week. Sir, मेरा केस क्या हुआ, कौन सी तारीख है, तुम जाओ बाहर जाओ, कर रहे हैं ना इंक्वायरी, who are you, ये सब उनको सुनने को मिलता था। So now police station has to go to her place. That is a very good change. Definition of a child, it is always 18, it was 18, it is 18. But JJ Act में जब amendment हुआ, after Nirbhaya's case, if the child can commit a rape, a child can commit murder, हम उसको child कैसे कहेंगे? So there is a provision for 16 to 18, if any juvenile commit any kind of crime, तो heinous crime, not petty offenses, heinous crime करेगा तो उसका psychological test होगा, report होगा, whether he is thinking in a that way as a child or as a mature person. So there is a wonderful provisions now, but it will take time. पुलिस वालों को एफआईआर लिखने में मुश्किल होगी, एफआईआर का फ्री कॉपी देना होगा, immediate देना होगा, स्टेटस देना होगा. We have to use the all electronics means. Previously, your recording, your video, your audio, your all those videography was not a piece of evidence. But under this new भारतीय न्याय संहिता में है, आपको सारी चीजें एक जगह पे मिलेंगी, आप लोग की सारी वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग होगी, आपके जितने मैसेजेस होते हैं. आफ्टर कोरोना देयर वाज अ प्रोविजन फॉर द दिस वर्चुअल मीटिंग्स, अभी वो सब शुरू हो जाएगा. इफ द पर्सन इज अनेबल टू अटेंड दैट कोर्ट और समथिंग, आपको पता नहीं है, यू नेवर हैड बीन इन कोर्ट. आई एम देयर, अ वुमन विद 3 चिल्ड्रन, जस्ट मेंटेनेंस ऑफ 1/3 ऑफ हस्बैंड सैलरी, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 रुपए के लिए 5 साल से कोर्ट के चक्कर काटती है. कैन यू इमेजिन? एंड वी आर सेइंग ओके फैमिली कोर्ट्स आर ओवरलोडेड. क्यों नहीं होंगे? वो आज आएगा हस्बैंड, नहीं आएगा, कल को वाइफ को डिवोर्स नहीं देना, वो आएगी नहीं आएगी. सो देयर इज अ टाइम लिमिट, इतने दिन में होना है, 2 डेट होना है, उसके बाद नहीं होना है. तो दोज प्रोसीजर विल टेक टाइम. बहुत तकलीफ होगी, एडवोकेट्स को भी बहुत तकलीफ होगी. इतनी जल्दी केस खत्म हो जाएंगे? होगी. हमको भी बहुत तकलीफ होगी. मुझे अपने पति को डिवोर्स नहीं देना, उस साले को सबक सिखाना है. मैं 5 डेट में नहीं जाऊंगी, मुझे भी होगी बहुत जल्दी, 2 के बाद मुझे भी मिलेगा, जाना पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट मेनी थिंग्स आर विल गोइंग टू चेंज, बट नॉट इन अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकेंड और blink of your eyes. No, it will take another 5 years. Slowly awareness hoga. When the Suman was giving her lecture, half of you were unable to understand what is the difference between administrative law, criminal law, and civil law. Understand? Because you are not lawyers. So making a common person understand, we have to make them understand law is for your benefit. आपको कॉमन सेंस में रहना है, कॉमन सेंस वाला सारा काम करना है. आप कुछ गलत करते हो तो दैट इज क्राइम. सर वाज आस्किंग वन क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज दैट इज अ थेफ्ट एंड स्नैचिंग. थेफ्ट्स आईपीसी में जो था, अभी भी उसका चेंज होके भारत न्याय संहिता में आया है, लेकिन स्नैचिंग इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. सपोज वन बॉय ऑन अ मोटरसाइकिल स्नैचिंग समवन्स चेन, चेन में नहीं तो स्नैच करते हैं, आप खींच रहे हो, वो लेडी गिर गई या आदमी गिर गया, उसका फ्रैक्चर हो गया या मर गया, हेड हिट हुआ. यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट द अरुणिमा सिन्हा's केस. रेलवे से उसको कैसे बाहर खींचते हुए धक्का दिया. व्हाट हैपेंड टू हर? शी लॉस्ट हर बोथ लेग्स. तो हु विल कंपनसेट दैट? तो उसको स्नैचिंग को बहुत ही कड़े रूप में डिफाइन किया गया है भारतीय न्याय संहिता में. बहुत सारी चीजें, साइबर क्राइम्स हो रहे हैं, सोशल मीडिया में मिसोजेनिस हो रहा है, विमेन के ऊपर गंदे गंदे ये सब्जेक्ट डालते हैं. अब फेसबुक पे आज एक लड़की कोई फोटो डाले, 500 कमेंट्स आ जाएंगे अबाउट योर साड़ी कलर, अबाउट योर ब्लाउज, अबाउट द वे यू आर टॉकिंग, यू आर ये. वेयर शी विल गो? फाइल अ केस. आईटी में करेगी, क्रिमिनल. तो ये जो चीज, और वो केस है तो 6 महीने से है. नो, अभी वो पूरा फोरेंसिक में होके पूरा उसका ट्रेस करके आपको रिपोर्ट देना है. और इसके लिए पुलिस ऑफिस, एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑथोरिटीज आर हु, विच इज एजेंसी? पुलिस ऑफिसर्स. और पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को बहुत ज्यादा रिगोरियस ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत है. हम लोग फिल्मों में देखते हैं 5 चबा के पुलिस ऑफिसर आ रहे हैं, 10 बजे की जगह 12 बजे आ रहे हैं, एफआईआर लिखना उनको आता नहीं है. एंड वी आर आस्किंग ओके गवर्नमेंट, यू प्लीज ट्रेन देम. है ना? जब पुलिस भर्ती होती है तो फिर हम अपने लोगों को भर्ती करते हैं. एंड वी आर आस्किंग ओके अवर पुलिस पर्सनल शुड बी वेरी कॉम्पिटेंट, वेरी स्मार्ट, लाइक सिंघम. है ना? कहां से होंगे? कहां से होंगे जब हम सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में अपने लोगों को सिलेक्ट करेंगे? नो, इट इज द सिस्टम. कॉमन सेंस. अगर आप सिस्टम में गलत लोगों को भेजेंगे और आप कहोगे कि आपको न्याय संहिता में सारा न्याय मिलेगा, नॉट पॉसिबल एट ऑल. विमेन्स चिल्ड्रन के लिए पॉक्सो एक्ट है, पता है ना? स्पेशल एक्ट है वो बच्चों के लिए. इट वॉज अ टाइम बाउंड. उसका भी 20 दिन में इंक्वायरी होना है, 30 डेज में चार्जशीट सबमिट होके ट्रायल शुरू होके विद इन 3 months. एंड ओडिशा इज द नंबर 1 स्टेट जहां पे संबलपुर, अनुगुल में विद इन द टाइम लिमिट 3 months के अंदर जजमेंट हुए हैं जहां पे बच्चियों को सेक्सुअली अब्यूज हुआ है और उनको फांसी की सजा हुई है. दैट इज अनदर थिंग. इट इज नाउ अपील इन अ हाई कोर्ट, देन इट विल गो टू सुप्रीम कोर्ट, बट दे डिड अ वंडरफुल जॉब इन चिल्ड्रंस कोर्ट. बट आसाराम बापू अभी तक नहीं निकल पाए बिकॉज ऑफ दैट पॉक्सो केस. Understand? So we have to understand when the Bharat Nyaya Sanhita and other 3 कानून जो आए हैं हमारे पास, wholeheartedly we have to welcome first. कितने बड़े चेंजेस आ रहे हैं. मे बी फ्यू चेंजेस आर नॉट सुटेबल टू अस. टेररिस्ट के ऊपर जो लगा है एक्ट, मॉब लिंचिंग के ऊपर लगा है. सो मॉब लिंचिंग, इफ द मुस्लिम बॉय वाज लिंच्ड बाय मॉब, then the Muslim become very angry. उनके लिए कानून चाहिए. When the Hindu boy is mobbed by Muslim, उनको मार के छुरा मार के खत्म कर देते हैं, then the Hindus become very angry. उनको न्याय चाहिए. दोनों को न्याय चाहिए, लेकिन अपने अपने हिसाब से. Understand how selfish we are. We always play our card, our caste card, our minority card, our this card, our that card. That is the problem. So mob lynching is यूनिवर्सल. नो स्पेसिफिक की माइनॉरिटी और जो मेजोरिटी के बच्चे हैं, किसी पे भी हो रहा है. एनीवन, जेंडर न्यूट्रल, नो मेल, नो फीमेल, नो ट्रांसजेंडर, कोई भी हो सकता है. सो दैट इज वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टेररिज्म, सुमन वाज टेलिंग, वंडरफुली एक्सप्लेन, इट इज कट योर हार्ट. स्टेट के ऊपर कितना बड़ा अटैक होता है. देन so there are many new things have introduced, many has repealed in a different way. 376 I think repealed by 101 है ना. IPC 376 वो भारत न्याय संहिता 101 पे हो गया है. तो बहुत सारी रेप शायद 63 पे हुआ है. Contents are the same. Then there is a Bharatiya Sakshya Act, law of evidence. कानून क्या देखेगा? It will see only evidence. We people are so selfish. So we need for everything we need a प्रमाण दो, साक्ष्य दो. Even साक्षी गोपाल में भी भगवान इसीलिए खड़े हो गए. ठाकुर कहिले मु तम पछरे पछरे जाऊची, मैं तुम्हारे पीछे पीछे हूं. उसको बिलीव नहीं हुआ, प्रमाण चाहिए. उसने देखा, भगवान वहीं पे तथास्थ हो गए. So law of evidence is based on the भारतीय न्याय साक्ष्य. भारतीय साक्ष्य एक्ट. नथिंग हैज चेंज, जस्ट द वर्जन, संस्कृताइजेशन ऑफ दैट लैंग्वेज, कि आपको उसमें क्या क्या प्रमाण देने हैं, प्रमाण कैसे जुगाने हैं. और प्रमाण जुगाना बहुत मुश्किल है. यू सी, सो देयर इज अ न्यू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मोड ऑफ सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. मोबाइल्स आर देयर, रिकॉर्डिंग्स आर देयर, एवरीथिंग आर देयर. सो दे कोर्ट इज सेइंग, व्हाट द लॉ इज सेइंग, यू हैव टू मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइज ऑल दिस मीन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक. आपका जितना डिजिटल है, जितनी चीजें हैं, आपको उसको पूरा यूज करना है. अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशन को बहुत मॉडर्न बनाना है, कॉम्पिटेंट बनाना है, ताकि कोई भी उसको काट ना सके. अंडरस्टैंड? बिकॉज वी ह्यूमन बीइंग, वी ऑलवेज चेंज अवर वर्जन इन कोर्ट रूम. हैव यू सीन ऑल दोस हिंदी फिल्म और उड़िया फिल्म, बांग्ला फिल्म? हमने नहीं देखा, हम वहां पे नहीं थे. आई डू नॉट नो एनीथिंग, बट द फॉरेंसिक स्टेटमेंट जितने भी हैं, रिकॉर्डेड हैं, ये चीजें हैं, उसको आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते. सो दैट इज द बेस्ट सपोर्टिंग फॉर योर केस, कि उस लड़की को या बच्चे को या किसी भी आदमी को न्याय मिल सकेगा. और जो कम्युनिटी सर्विस का बात हो रहा है, बच्चे लोग कभी गलती करते हैं, इट हैपेंस. पोर्शे केस था, यू हर्ड अबाउट दैट, पुणे में. वो लड़के ने 2 जन को मारा गाड़ी में. इट वॉज अ हिट एंड रन केस. उसको क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट किया? जज का कोई गलती नहीं है, बिकॉज देयर इज नो प्रोविजन फॉर दैट इन मोटर व्हीकल एक्ट. अंग्रेजों के टाइम में ब्रिटिशर्स हैव ओनली मोटर गाड़ी, नो इंडियन हैड. तो उन्होंने अपनी सहूलियत के लिए कानून बनाया. यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई. व्हेनेवर देयर इज अ डिमांड, देयर इज अ लॉ. सो दे हैड अ कार, मोटर गाड़ी, उनका गाड़ी चलेगा. उनकी गाड़ी में रास्ते में कौन आएगा? हम किसान आएंगे, गरीब लोग आएंगे, हम तो फुटपाथ पे चलने वाले. उसको अगर मार के चले गए तो उनको कोई, वो थाने में ही जाके उनको जो स्टेशन बेल मिल जाएगा. सो वी वर फॉलोइंग दैट रूल. किसी को मर्डर कराना है, ट्रक ड्राइवर को इतना पैसा दो. इफ यू हर्ड द फिल्म, आपने देखी होगी नमक हराम. अमिताभ बच्चन जेल चला जाता है कि उसका बाप हिट एंड रन करके राजेश खन्ना का मर्डर करा दो. हिट एंड रन है जी, मशीन खराब हो गया, ये हो गया. सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रेविटी ऑफ द लॉ. Why it happened? Why this law, motor vehicle act was there? Motor vehicle act was there to protect Britishers. अंग्रेज ऑफिसर, उनकी गाड़ी उनके नीचे कोई ना आए। पर अभी तो हजारों गाड़ियां हैं, सबके पास गाड़ियां हैं, कोई रूल मानता नहीं है, स्पीड मानता नहीं है। तो वी हैव टू वेयर, कहीं ना कहीं तो कंट्रोल होना है। सो वी हैव टू मेक अ स्ट्रिंजेंट टफ लाइंस फॉर देम। ये सब चीजें जो है व्हेन देयर इज अ डिमांड, जैसे जैसे हमारी लाइफस्टाइल चेंज होगा, ये होगा। और बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसे नहीं है, भारतीय न्याय संहिता और भारतीय साक्ष्य संहिता में सब चेंज नहीं होगा। व्हेन द टाइम विल कम, इट विल कम, डिमांड चेंज होता रहेगा, अमेंडमेंट होता रहेगा एज पर द कन्वीनियंस ऑफ द पीपल, बिकॉज लॉ इज एंड ऑफ द डे फॉर whom? फॉर यू एंड मी, फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस। और कम्युनिटी सर्विस के लिए बोला गया है, पीपल आर सेइंग इट इज बोरो फ्रॉम द अमेरिकन, कि वो लोग वहां पे भी प्रोविजन है, इफ एनीबडी इज डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग दे आर आस्किंग फॉर द कम्युनिटी सर्विस। चलो वहां पे धो, वहां पे ट्रैफिक के लिए खड़े, इट वॉज देयर इन अवर इंडियन कल्चर। इट इज नॉट अबाउट द पनिशमेंट, इट इज अबाउट टू रिफॉर्म अ पर्सन, कि आप ये गलत काम किए, ये करके देखो। इफ यू रिमेंबर, यू गो बैक एंड सी अ वेरी ओल्ड मूवी, राजेश खन्ना की दुश्मन पिक्चर देखेंगे। ही वॉज अ ट्रक ड्राइवर, और मुमताज का गाना है, दुश्मन जो हमें दोस्तों से भी प्यारा है। दुश्मन दुश्मन, लता मंगेशकर का गाना है। सो वाई? बिकॉज इट इज अ रिफॉर्मेशन ऑफ दैट ट्रक ड्राइवर जो पी के गाड़ी चला के एक आदमी को मारता है, और वो रिफॉर्म होके उसके पेरेंट्स का सारा खर्चा रखता है, उठाता है, बिकॉज जज टोल्ड पनिशमेंट इज नॉट इनफ, you have to go and serve there. So these things are there, these things were there in our community, in our surrounding, लेकिन हम आंख बंद करके उनको फॉलो कर रहे थे। नाउ दीज न्यू थिंग्स हैज कम, एंड फॉर द ये विमेन्स जो राइट लॉ है, सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट ऑफ विमेन एट वर्क प्लेस। सब लोग बोलते हैं औरत लोग हमके ऊपर झूठा केस दे देती है ना, ऐसे ही केस देके लड़कों को फंसा देती है। नो, नाउ देयर इज अ प्रोविजन, देयर इज अ इंक्वायरी, आईसी इंक्वायरी करेगा, एंड इट इज अ जेंडर न्यूट्रल नाउ, पॉश कमिटीज आर देयर। Okay, you cannot take advantage of only you are a female and you can take the advantage of that. उसमें provision है, if you are filing a complaint with a malicious intention or fabricated or false or baseless ऐसा, and the committee found, then you will be guilty. There is a provision. So we have to go through that, and little knowledge is very dangerous. हम अगर थोड़ी थोड़ी ज्ञान लेके थोड़ा थोड़ा करेंगे तो it is more dangerous to us. So better I will request IIT's director and other professors keep having these kind of workshop, awareness program, regular basis. You are a technical person, technical faculties, technical ye, okay, that is very, very important. I don't understand alpha, beta, gamma. हमको नहीं समझ आएगा because I don't have a science background. कभी क्लास में पढ़ा था H2O, 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 of oxygen, it make water. लेकिन मैं पानी नहीं बना सकती, only scientist can do. You can do better. Just like that law. Law has a different section, different interpretation, different definition. CRPC उनका कैसा है, वो लोग वकील करेंगे. But the basic knowledge we must have. So nobody can make fool of us. कि आपको बेवकूफ बना के इधर उधर करके ये ना कर सके. We become aware of our right. नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता. It means we all are citizens. We should know about our rights. We should know about our ye. Okay, so anything against any woman, any child is a heinous crime. उसको हम petty offense इन सब में नहीं रख सकते हैं. So इस कानून में ये चीज दी गई है. If the rape victim is below 18 years, death penalty is mandatory. है. You cannot compromise with this situation. कि उसका consent था, नहीं था, वो नशे में था. No way. So it is because we want to secure our child. We want to see our children should be secure from sexual abuse or any kind of abuse, power abuse. उनको चाय की दुकान में, I was in Uttarakhand last week. I came from Kedarnath, Badrinath. हर होटल में बच्चा है. Each and every hotel there is a small child who is working. And when I was asking them, अरे ये काम क्यों कर रहा है, स्कूल नहीं जाता? वो बच्चा बोलेगा my age is 17 years old, क्योंकि उनको पता 14 से बिलो कराना नहीं है. Small children, all are above 16. और सब बोले कि मैडम because it is a summer holiday, सब छुट्टी है, बच्चे घर में बदमाशी करते हैं, इसलिए यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं. They have excuses. We don't want to see that kind of society, that half of them are studying in IIT, half of them are studying in Delhi University, JNU or BHU, and half of them are on the roadside. हमारे जूठे बर्तन साफ कर रहे हैं. No, we don't want to see that kind of society. Under RT, every child should go to the school for free and mandatory education, compulsory education. We need that kind of society. मैं रात को अगर 10 बजे जाती हूँ, मुझे ऐसी सोसाइटी नहीं चाहिए कि मुझे 10 लोग छेड़ने आएंगे और उसके बाद मैं भारतीय न्याय संहिता की दफा लगा के केस करूंगी. नो, आई नीड दैट काइंड ऑफ सोसाइटी. इफ आई एम अलोन, द पीपल विल कम. ओके, चलो मैडम हम आपको ड्रॉप कर देते हैं या रास्ता बताते हैं. वी नीड दैट काइंड ऑफ सोसाइटी. सो for this, we have to work together. We have to sensitize not only our girls. I am extremely unhappy when people are saying लड़कियों को judo सिखाओ, karate सिखाओ, लड़कियों को ये सिखाओ. No, लड़कों को सिखाओ कि लड़कियों से कैसे behave करना है. That is more important. We have to spend funding on that. तभी हम भारतीय न्याय संहिता का उपयोग कर सकेंगे. We have to not only good with your mother or sister or your lover or wife or friend, but to other. They all are a part of this society. So wishing you all the best. This is the very first day. We are very lucky that though it is passed in December, 3rd December 23, this legislation, but introduced from the 1st July. And me and Dr. Dilip, I think Inspector Dilip has came, or Suman are part of this awareness camp, and you all people have a patience hearing for that. Wishing you all the best for your bright future. भगवान से प्रार्थना करूंगी कभी भी आपको भारतीय न्याय संहिता की जरूरत ना पड़े. Thank you very much. Any question? Within a 5 minutes, you can share that copy to everyone who are there. Everybody is having a mail ID. So it is all about that presentation. कौन है वहाँ पर? You can see the slide, only one. There is everything about what are the provision for women and children. Centric law, criminal. Only I told you ना, language modernize हुआ है. There are many things. Only language modernize हुआ है, provisions हुआ है, ease of public engagement, technology. Changes in definitions में किस में, जैसे victim का definition बहुत broader way में change किया गया. We already discussed. These are the different section and provision. I think it is not interested for everyone, but for your information, it will be with you. Then you can go through that. Zero FIR we mentioned. Process to completion awareness. Inquiry and trials. Timelines are very, very important. Prosecution related reform बहुत सारे हुए हैं. Investigation related, it is with the police. Half report करके, half inquiry करके report दे देंगे, कोर्ट में केस हार जाते हैं. No, it should be a very complete, dependent on the forensic evidence. Inquiry होना चाहिए. Arrest कैसे करना है, custody कैसे करना है, it is all about that. कैसे people को summon करना है, कैसे उनके पास जाना है, पुलिस रिपोर्ट कैसे सबमिशन करना है, supply of the copy to everyone. The accused को भी देना है, victim को भी देना है for their record. भारतीय न्याय संहिता. This is all. So I don't want to take much of your time. I will request Manaswani madam, because she is the coordinating this program. She is the person who has invited me. Everybody is having a mail ID, faculty, non-faculty member of IIT and students. You can please forward this to them. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Madam, I think this is the right platform for my question, because we are having the law faculty and at the same time we are having the law practitioner. This is regarding the procedure CRPC. Very particular regarding the sexual harassment of women at workplace. While we are dealing with the cases, there are confusions are coming. Can you, madam, elaborate on the role of ICC and the strength of ICC? Whether on the basis of that, decision can be, disciplinary authority can take a decision. Sometimes what happens, whether a complaint is registered, ICC is taking up the case, ICC inquires into this, submits its report, giving the copies to both the parties. Then disciplinary authority takes the case. Disciplinary authority takes the decision. Decision is implemented.
Decision is
Implemented.
okay.
Then the offender goes to the court. Court turns down the report saying procedure is not followed.
Yes.
Where the procedure lapses is there.
This is under ICC. They have one act is there, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace 2013. After Bhamri Devi case in 1992, landmark judgment came in 1996 by Justice Verma, Vishakha versus Rajasthan guideline. ठीक है? उसके बाद ये कानून बना. Now the ICC is, first of all, it is not a judgmental body. We have to be very clear about that. ICC is not a judgmental body. It is a fact finder. Okay, so they give equal opportunity to both. There is a rule, sexual harassment of women in 2013. There is an act and there is a rule. In rule, everything has mentioned. What is the procedure? Aapko complaint aaya, you have to have a written complaint within the 7 days. You have to send a copy to accused person and to the person who has given. She has already. Then you can have a sittings. You can have a send a summon through mail, ya WhatsApp, ya postal, because now technology is very advanced. We are sending summons by mail. Otherwise, there are very, very conservative departments are there. They are sending by letter. So there is a 15 days provision. So there are also provision for 3 sittings if the other person, we are not saying accused. We are not saying he is accused if there is any allegation against that person. We are saying respondent. There are allegations, you respond, whether it's a true or false or fabricated or really true in nature. Okay, the first step is mutual. You go for a mutual. आप माफी मांग लो, खत्म कर लो, गलती हो गया, चलो लिख दो, या आगे से नहीं होगा. That is enough. That is good for both parties. So you can have to maintain a record, written statement, everything that mutual says. You have to close the file. If the person responded is not agree, he is saying no. It is all the charges are false, and I am having my own witness, and so we have to give the equal opportunity to both party. दोनों को बिठाएंगे, दोनों को सम्मन होगा. Even we have a power, ICC, I mean, have a power that they can go for the joint sitting also. एक दूसरे को सामना सामनी भी बोल के कर सकते हैं. We have to main. That's why now this Nyaya Samhita is what you have to record each and every inquiry. You can use your dictaphone, you can use your screen, I mean video recording, audio recording, because today he or she is confessing something in front of committee, and after that they are saying no, we didn't did this na. तो उसलिए वो क्या करते हैं, you have to go by process कि all audio video recording statement उनका लेना है, लिखना है. Then the report writing is very, very crucial, because it is about the finding, then your observation. It is not a one person's observation or two, 5% from your institute. One is from non-faculty, one is from top, one is from there, male, female, all are there. And one is an external member. So external member has nothing to do with your organization. So you cannot say that everybody is biased, everybody has not following procedure. So they give their observation. Observation after they give a conclusion. Report means you cannot say he is a guilty kind of thing. Don't use this kind of, that the allegation given by agreed woman. Suppose there is a 3 allegation. So partial proven. जैसे एक प्रूव हुआ, 2 नहीं हुए, या 2 प्रूव हुए, या all प्रूव हुए, या नहीं हुए. Understand? So you have to see that language, that allegation has proven or not proven, partial or fully. Okay. After that, you can give the recommendations only. Okay. Now what happened? In some cases, IC is giving a recommendation of suspension of 3 months. 3 महीने के लिए उसको suspend कर दो सर, 6 महीने के लिए. That is a liability to institute. Because 3 months he will take rest at home. मजा से घूमेगा, आधा सैलरी आएगा, कोर्ट में जाएगा, फिर पूरा सैलरी आएगा एरियर के साथ. Why? It's a liability to. And वो जगह पे जो काम है, वो प्रोफेसर हो, लैब टेक्नीशियन हो, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड हो, तो वो काम का बंदा भी तो गया. It is a loss to institute, it is loss to work, it's a loss to money. So better to intelligently give as per the service rule. एज पर द सर्विस रूल में जो है और आपके जो सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस में है, देर इज अ वार्निंग, there is a warning as show cause, there is a stop of 1 increment, और कुछ भी माने as per the rule you follow. When you give as per the section, as per the rule, and if it is a sexual in nature, that is with the definition of that. उसको आप beyond नहीं कर सकते. अगर आप पूरे सेक्शन के साथ लिख के रिपोर्ट देंगे, then if he will go to the court, court will immediately dismiss that case, because when we are writing a report, we are not mentioning in what section we are giving this recommendation, in what section this is a case of sexual harassment. We are not properly giving report. That's why we're saying ना, it is a competent, जैसे हम बोलते हैं पुलिस अगर competent competency के साथ investigation नहीं करेगा, कोर्ट में खारिज हो जाएगा. And court is for all citizen, or we all are equal before law. If the one party is not satisfied, anybody, even agreed woman, can go for an appeal and court. The same thing happen with that person also go to the court. Okay, he or she has a right, so they can go to the court. It is all about the reporting procedures we are not following. Complain आया, पढ़ा, inquiry किया, report दे दिया. No. Step by step you read what are the rules. Everybody in ICC who are the member now, person, chairperson, along with presiding officer, along with your other member, everybody should have one copy of that act, Bear Act, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, and the rules, how to conduct inquiry and what are the rules. You must have a copy and you follow that, then nobody can. Court to agar properly kya hoga, they will dismiss. Okay.
No, madam, I am referring to a very particular case. I am not taking the name of the case. There was a complaint by a girl. Then matter was referred to the ICC. ICC took the cognizance of the matter, followed all procedures, starting from the show cause and all. Examination, cross-examination, witness, documents, everything. After that, ICC submitted its report in the concrete form with the findings only. So this is a established, this is not established. Some report was submitted to the disciplinary authority. That didn't give any recommendation on the punishment. And perhaps that is correct. Disciplinary authority should take the call on that.
Appropriate action,
Yeah.
yes.
Then, on the strength of the report, disciplinary authority took the disciplinary action. They decided what action is to be given. Then action was implemented. After implementation of the decision of the disciplinary authority, the respondent went to the High Court. Then High Court said, based on this report, punishment cannot be given to the respondent because this report is to be treated as preliminary report.
Yes, court is right. You see, ICC report is always a prima facie. It is a preliminary inquiry report. On the basis of preliminary inquiry report, now the organization will conduct charge sheet karegi usko. Understand? There is a rule. Then the authority, the person, organization will charge sheet at him. Charge sheet hone se they will conduct inquiry. There is a one judicial officer, then the ICC become a jury. वो बैठेंगे. वो जब charge sheet, हाँ, वो जो charge sheet करके, court has बोला ठीक है, court का अलग है, but you should conduct inquiry. उसको charge sheet किया है because charges has been established. Charges has been established on the basis of charges. Now the organization, IIT, suppose this is a case from IIT. So charges has been established. So the IIT take the cognizance of that offense, that the authority will charge sheet him and they conduct inquiry. On the basis of their inquiry, they can terminate him, or because it is a major punishment under, if it is established, they can do anything. But on the preliminary basis report, sometimes we are taking action, and a rigorous action. That's why it is not stand in a court of law.
Actually, I'll probably share a few things here that based on how we've been doing it at National Law University also. The ICC or Internal Complaints Committee is a fact-finding body, sir.
That I told na, that they are fact finder.
It's a fact-finding body. We don't treat it as preliminary inquiry. Because once the fact-finding body submits its report, because like ma'am said, it's a number of individuals who are taking a decision, then the authority on the basis of it can take a disciplinary action based on the for instance, if it is National Law University Odisha, then based on our statute, what action can be taken that is mentioned, it will be taken. My understanding is that if you're saying that the report was submitted duly, and after that the High Court has said that based on this, you can't, punish. I'm not sure if the inquiry was conducted, let's say, within the time frame that was allotted. After that, a due notice has to be served. Charge sheet, we don't go at this stage, ma'am.
No, that is not. It is after that, after the preliminary inquiry, when the charges has been proven, then only organization will do it. He will be the charge sheeted, and then the court has nothing to do with your organization's procedure. You have own your set of procedure. You can conduct and you go by that. Okay, you go by that. If the court is doing, your lawyers are there. They can oppose that. You can go to the Supreme Court. You have your set of lawyer.
My understanding is that it is possible. If service rule is
service rules are not available.
That's why maybe the
No. If the service rules are not available, IIT is under the central government, so that rule will applicable to them.
No, then it is possible that they have doubts on the decision of the committee because it's a fact finding. No, then
Court simply say disciplinary action cannot be taken on the basis of this report of ICC.
Then you can go, you can challenge.
I can show you the court.
No, you can challenge it. You can challenge it.
It is not a good decision.
It is not a good decision, and you can challenge it.
It is per incurium. You can challenge it.
You can challenge it in a year. Okay. Any other question?
Here only, madam. You are talking of the rule, act and rule. In the rule, whatever is circulated by DOPT, the role of ICC is dual in nature. First is preliminary, which is prima facie. They will say just examining the complaint, nature of the complaint or documents available, whatever. Prima facie, they will say whether the case exists or not. Then, if it is justified that prima facie case is there, then disciplinary authority can entrust ICC again to go for the formal inquiry, like you are telling the issuing the charge sheet. Perhaps I think the court is referring that when the charge sheet is not issued.
Not with the ICC. Charge sheet will after receiving the complaint, after deciding preliminary inquiry that this is the sexual harassment case, they can conduct inquiry and give their report on that is the preliminary inquiry report. On the basis of preliminary inquiry, then the authority will issue the notice as per service rule, charge sheet them. When the charge sheet will the person, then the again inquiry will start. Again, you charge sheeted that this person is accused, these are the charges. Now the internal complaint committee, now the dual role has started. They will not conduct inquiry. They will sit in that inquiry, but there is another person appointed by the authority. They will conduct inquiry whether this is by process or not. After that, they will take action.
Madam, as per Act, ICC is the inquiry authority, which is a deviation.
Inquiry authority's role finished when they conduct the inquiry. They give report submitted to the authority. Whether authority will take action or not, no way. There is no role for ICC. No more role. Stop there. They can go for a counseling. They can go for extended, but they don't.
Okay, madam, we'll discuss this case one to one. Okay.
Carry on with the discussion on over tea.
That is a personal question. I think not a personal, it is an organization related. Any other question? Yes. How? Yes, women are always loud enough.
My mind that this is based on testimony. Like facts are not always there. Like I don't know if facts are always there and evidences are always there. It's based on testimony. So few of the cases, for example, marital rape and all these things, I can't like have a camera in my bedroom. I can have a camera in my house, and then we are living in small families, like three of us and all. So what happens there, and what's the role of testimony in criminal courts and in these types of.
You see, whenever any crime happen, na, there are the less chances of witnesses or evidence or something, because crime never happen in a only public crimes or organized crime happen in public. Otherwise, it is always in a closed door when it is a marital rape or other kind of thing. So what happened? Number one, marital rape has been not yet fully recognized by the law of the land. Okay, हम जितना भी बोलते रहे, there is a no provision for that. Marital rape पे अभी कोई कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है, because as per the Indian society, they are very orthodox, conservative. They think wives are subjected to be a what forceful relationship or anything. There is nothing wrong in that. That is the mindset of a people. So that is not there. But by other cases, suppose there is a harassment, mental harassment or physical harassment or emotional harassment, we don't have evidence, we don't have any proof. But there are the provision of the circumstantial evidence. So you have to give in narrative that this things has happened to you, okay, or happened to me, or that is the circumstantial evidence. Then they can support that whether it is a true or false. So for each and everything, for emotional harassment, for verbal, or for what I'm saying, mental, there is no evidence. There is no evidence. There is no proof. There is not a piece of any evidence is there. So what she will do, a victim will do. So the testimony of the victim is very important. And the investigation officer, that's why we are saying that we need a sensible investigation officer in women and children's case. They can understand, they can realize, empathetical officers should be there. So वो जो circumstantial evidence है वो करके उसको जोड़ के वो case को बना सकते हैं. That is the only thing. But marital rape, I am again and again telling, whatever we are discussing, it is not yet get acceptance from the law. Only below 18, that is what? Criminalize. It is not only criminalize. Only below 18, it is a very simple thing, common sense. Below 18, marriages are null and void. If the person is getting married to a girl who is 16 years old or 17 years old, तो वो तो रेप में भी जाएगा. मैरिटल रेप का कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है. 15 साल का पहले था, अभी 18 का हुआ है. तो already we discussed that it is previously 15 years, but now it is 18. But as per our age of the child is 18. लड़के लोग कब शादी करेंगे? 21. लड़की eligible age 18. If the girl is not completed 18, the marriage automatically कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में null and void हो जाएगा. हाँ, तो मैरिटल रेप को अभी तक क्रिमिनलाइज नहीं किया गया है. वी आर डिस्कसिंग, वी आर टॉकिंग इन डीवी एक्ट, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस 2005 एक्ट, वी हैव सम प्रोविजन ऑफ emotional harassment, economical harassment, verbal, mental harassment, but and sexual harassment. That under that sexual harassment in DV Act, she can file a case. Okay, but क्रिमिनलाइज अभी भी उसको फौजदारी क्रिमिनल उसमें भारतीय न्याय संहिता में नहीं किया गया है. Any other question? But again, if she is suffering really from these kind of harassment, if she doesn't have proof, no way. She can file her case, and it is the duty of the investigating officer or the protection officer. They can conduct inquiry in a very competent level. Any other question?
I have a general question actually. So it's a question to all the speakers. So could we, like, we have a new laws completely overhauled or new names and so on. Could we not have just amended like our constitution has been going on, and also for many countries also, that things are getting amended only instead of completely repealed and renewed. So could we not have done that, or it's like, you know, it will be too many overwritings and therefore let's get rid of it and get a new one? Is it just that? Because I understood that 80% of it remained almost the same, and the other 20% would be like, changing the 10 years or 2 years, 2 years to 10 years and these kind of
Amendment of the constitution is a different issue.
not constitution, the laws I'm talking
Law.
about. The
Amendment of the constitution is a totally different issue. It is a
when we could do
constitutional
that
issue.
for the constitution, we could not-
This introduction of the new law, there are not all new law. They have changed the section, they have changed the number, they have changed the code. That's all. They have changed few definitions. They add something more into that, and they repeal many things. So first of all, we have to welcome that step. Previously, we were crying, okay, it is by the Britishers, 18 and 6, I mean, more than 150 years old laws are there. That is not even useful on that date. Life is changing, digitalization is there, internet is there, the mode of crime has changed, mode of ye has changed. So let's the things are coming, we have to welcoming, not as a criticizing that. We have to understand what has repealed, what has introduced. When we understand what has introduced, then we have to understand what are good for the society and what is not. What is not, we can ask for demand for the amendment, to hoga. So it is a long process. I'm telling you, today on the 1st July, what we are discussing, it will give you a result after 5 years. Any positive result or negative. It is not within a 1 month or 2 months you will get everything or in your hand. It will take time. Number of trainings are for lawyers, for judges also. It is not only for the lawyers. Judiciary also need training. Police officers need training. Social worker needs training. Academians also. In the which way they have to, you see, Suman is a wonderful professor. IPC पढ़ा के भारतीय न्याय संहिता BNS 1 कहा 376 को 101 कर दिया. So it is a very difficult task for them. So it takes time to internalize that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chadha, for this very insightful and critical discussion. I request Professor R.R. Daj to felicitate ma'am, and I request the student volunteers to assist him with the task. Thank you. We will now disperse, like half of the audience has already dispersed for the tea break. We will now disperse for a small tea break. And you. We will commence the next session, I think by 12. And it's already 11:45. That's why I said 12. 10. Yeah. With the last talk of the day, I also request the audience to kindly see the posters that had been exhibited outside so that you can also get an idea of what poster exhibition is going on. And we will commence the next session by 12 probably. Thank you. We are about to commence our next session. I request everyone outside to please come in. Welcome back. Today we have with us Mr. Akshay Kumar Nayak, Odisha Police Service. At present, he is posted at the Biju Patnaik State Police Academy as an eminent resource person. He was previously in charge of Cybercrime Police Station of Orissa State CID Crime Branch from 2011 to 2020. He deals with investigation and supervision of cybercrime offences, incident, cybercrime security, forensics for the last 14 years, and has attended number of national and international workshops, training program on cybercrime investigation and forensics at CERT, NACEN, CDTI Hyderabad, CBI Training Academy, and many more. Mr. Nayak is associated with various UNICEF projects in creating workshop, training program, and TOT program on cybercrime investigation and forensics. He is a regular faculty member as a master trainer for imparting training on cybercrime investigation, cyber law, and forensics in the following institutions of Orissa: uh, Orissa Judicial Academy, Madhusudan Das Regional Academy of Financial Management, Bhubaneswar, Gopabandhu Academy Administration, Bhubaneswar, Police Training College, Angul, Orissa, and ROTI. He has conducted a number of awareness programs on cybercrime and cybersecurity in various educational and government institutions, and has authored three compendium on cybercrime investigations and forensics for the police officers of Orissa State. I invite Mr. Akshay Kumar Nayak on the dais, and I request our student volunteers to welcome him with a small token of appreciation on behalf of the IIT BBS fraternity. I now invite Mr. Nayak to speak on cybercrime and its prevention in the new criminal law.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Am I audible? Am I audible? भारी असुविधा हो गई। ଏଇଟା ବନ୍ଦ କରିଦେଲେ ତ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ବୁଝିପାରିବେ ତ ନା ବୁଝିପାରିବେନି ହଁ ପୁଣି ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଅସ୍ମିତା କଥା କୁହାଗଲା ନା ସେଥିଲାଗି କହୁଥିଲି ଚଲ ଠିକ ଅଛି thanks a lot thanks IIT Bhubaneswar for giving me such a pleasant podium to deliver the lecture on cybercrime and new criminal laws right so before starting the sessions such a thin audience ଟିକେ ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗୁଛି ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ମୋ ଅଡିଏନ୍ସ ପାଖାପାଖି 500 ରୁ 1000 ଥାନ୍ତି so it's okay ଚलो ठीक है so my first question to you are you smart अरे यार आज डफर है are you a duffer are you smart excellent ma'am good so you are smart means are you smart yes Yes, I am smart. Are you cyber smart? Yeah, little bit. But after taking, this is not a session of cyber awareness sessions. If I will take the cyber awareness sessions, I will prove you that you are a duffer, right? So, are you safe? Are you safe? Are you safe? You are not safe. That means there are Naxalite attack and terrorist attack at IIT Bhubaneswar, right? Yes. Are you safe? Are you cyber safe? Question mark. The big question mark. Yes, we are not cyber safe. Uh, because we are using smartphones, that does not mean we are smart enough to deal with cyber security incidents. That is a big question marks. ठीक है? जैसे बोलते हैं ना, डर के आगे क्या है? डर के आगे? यार डर के आगे दर्द ही है, ठीक है? डर के आगे दर्द ही है. Smart दिखना और smart होना, there are two different aspects, right? You will dress smart, that means you are smart enough. No. Recently, Bhubaneswar Cybercrime Police Station had arrested 5 numbers of criminals, interstate criminals from Bangalore and Guwahati. This is the case of digital arrest fraud. In that, the lady siphoned off 17 lakhs rupees. The point is that this is a case of digital arrest. Just think, digital arrest means what is the modus operandi in digital arrest fraud? So they will, one phone call will come from the Mumbai cybercrime police stations. They're asking that one of the courier has been delivered in your name. That courier contains brown sugar, charas, heroin, and the address is yours. That means the packet has to be delivered in your address. That means you are liable under NDPS Act. So now the team will approach at your house. They will arrest you. They will freeze all the operations of the bank account. So one video call, he will receive one video call. In the video call, she will find one of the police officers dressed like a superintendent of police and will instruct that lady to switch off all these applications, to close all the doors, and only this phone, you will active this phone. They have arrested that lady for 3 days. Just imagine 3 days. And siphoned off 17 to 18 lakhs rupees. It is a simple case, but in other case, UP Omen was defrauded to an amount of 37 lakhs. Just think. So for the state, in the new criminal laws, there are so many aspects. They have included in the BSA and also BNS, and there are so much definition of BNSs. The law subject is a very dry subject. Remember this thing. That's why this is the very thin populations. If I'll take the cybersecurity awareness campaign, then it is completely kachakach, pura completely full of audience, right? It is completely dry subjects. In the dry subjects, you have to find out what is my input, what is the necessity, why the lawmakers had changed the IPC, CRPC evidence set into BNS, BNSS, and BSA. So first of all, the cybercrime is not defined in any of the law. It is not defined because cybercrime is a huge phenomenon. It is not defined. How to define the cybercrime? So in various laws, various case laws, it is being defined. Cybercrime is defined. So if you will find cybercrime, so this is the meaning of the cybercrime. Cybercrime means any illegal activities is carried out or with the help of internet or computers. It is a very simple generic definition. Other the definition is it includes any illegal activities for the computer or internet is either a tool, a target, or both. So it is the basic definition. So from the school levels, we are taught with this type of definition. But the situation has been changed in new cyber law. So what are the changes? So you will find the changes. So section 1, subclass 5 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So they have changed the scenario. That is the important scenario. That is the highlighted person. any person in any place without and beyond India committing offense targeting a computer resource located in India. That means BNS will apply. That is a very good provisions. In the IPC, there are also the provision, but they have specified in case of BNS, that means any person in any place without and beyond India. That means you can file a complaint against any persons outside India under BNS because they are targeting through, example is ransomware case. Ransomware case. Have you heard about ransomware? Can you explain ransomware? Ransomware. Yes, excellent. Very good. So it is completely called as ransom plus malware. Ransom plus malware. So that's a ransomware, right? So malware is malicious plus softwares. So completely, there are terminologies like this. That means any of the malware they will inject on your systems, all the files will be encrypted. And the decryption key, the beauty is that the decryption key is within the system, right? So they will tell you that we will decrypt all your files, but you have to pay some ransom in the form of Bitcoin. In the form of Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin कितना है? कोई बता सकते हैं? 1 Bitcoin कितना वैल्यू है? मुझे भी 1 Bitcoin चाहिए यार. मैम, कैन यू इमेजिन 1 Bitcoin कितना रुपीस है जानते हैं? हाँ? 21 lakhs. No, it is 65 lakhs. Now it is 65 lakhs. 2 Bitcoins, 1.3 crore. Yeah, pakka. So now, so this is the provisions they've included in the BNS. So classification of cybercrime in the BNS as organized crime. They've defined the cybercrime as organized crime. That is the beauty. देखिए न्यू लॉ तो आना है, अब तो लागू हो गया और 1 जुलाई से. So we are the police officers. The first person will face the problems. After registration of the case will go to the court, right? Well, we have to register the case now. So proper training has been given, but time is very short for the Odisha police because we are engaged in election duty. That is really a pathetic situation for us. We have conducted so many online and offline training courses. Already imparted training to the 5 to 6,000 of police personnel. So I was completely busy in organizing online session, and also will conduct the offline session also too. But now there is another issue is there, that is Rathayatra. So we are all busy in Rathayatra because Rathayatra, it is completely as per the rituals of the 1971 rituals will be followed. So Pahandi will start after 1 p.m. So really, there are some tough situations for the Odisha police to implement BNS and BNSS or BSA in a very proper manner. Other states also lacking behind, but then they're telling this because they are, yes, we are prepared. Yes, start कर लो. ठीक है, अभी तो शुरू हो गया है ना. So 1 July, we have already commenced the same. We have already registered the case also. So classification of cybercrime in BNS as organized crime. In section 111 of the BNS defines the cybercrime as organized crime. They have already defined the cybercrime as organized crime. So my session is of 2 parts. First of legal part and another part is awareness part. I will definitely go through some awareness session also. So this is the cybercrime they have defined is as organized crime. But in section 112, they've defined some of the cybercrimes. Not all the cybercrimes, they have covered all the cybercrimes. They have covered 3 parts: unauthorized betting, gambling, and card skimming. Card skimming, is there any idea of card skimming? Skimming के बारे में कुछ को पता है? कुछ skimming? वेरी गुड यार, एक्सीलेंट. आप तो साइबर कप पक्का होंगे, ये होंगे और ये होंगे. चलिए, मैं आपको साइबर कप बना दूंगा. मुझे तो 1 महीना चाहिए आपको साइबर कप बनाने के लिए, ठीक है? सो कार्ड स्कीमिंग, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग. दे आर यूजिंग स्कीमर्स, राइट? They are using skimmers. I will show you one of the slide, that is the skimmers. In the ATM centers, we are only meant for how to withdraw the money, right? जाते हैं जल्दी जल्दी जाते हैं, ATM डालो, पिन डालो, चले आते हैं, right? So now they are using the skimming devices so that the card information will be stolen by the skimmers, right? Card information will be stolen by the skimmers. No, now they are using another device. It is called as skimmer. It is called as skimmer, right? ये skimmers सामने में लगता है, but skimmer is inside the machine. जहां पर कार्ड आप इंसर्ट करते हैं उसके अंदर ही सिमर लगता है. It will take all the information. That means card number, card CVV number, and also PIN number, right? They can create duplicate cards and then after, chalo, khatam, tata, bye bye, finish, right? Money will be khatam. So now, in section 2.8 of the BNS, they have defined the word document. They have defined the word document. देखिए बहुत सारे बहुत डेवलपमेंट हुए हैं. That is a very nice development. In the word, they have included electronic or digital record. Example of electronic record. कोई भी electronic record example बता दीजिए मुझे. Excellent. यार शाबाश. Then image, video, audio, PPT, spreadsheets, Word files, PDF files, anything. Anything you can take the electronic record. Electronic or digital record. Digital record means anything. मान लीजिए आप कोई भी कान कर रहे हैं, कान documents is one of the also digital record. They have included the document. They've never defined the document in the BNS, and it includes electronic record or digital record. That's the beauty, because मान लीजिए now accused after commission of any sexual act, they're capturing the sexual act and sending it to various persons. One more thing, in another case, in cyber cases like section 67 or 67A of the IT Act, that is punishment for sending or transmitting, publishing any of the obscene content. So it is the case of sextortion. Idea है किसको sextortion क्या है? Sextortion पता है? Excellent यार. इसीलिए तो बताते हैं ना, sex plus extortion, right? Any of the sexual act plus extortion हो गया sextortion. यानी क्या करते हैं? One video call will come. आपको video call, you will receive one video call, right? In the WhatsApp. मैं आपको then after, if you will on the video call, then in the behind the screens you will find one woman undressed, her dress completely, एक dress निकाल रही है. So now that lady will tempted you to do some act, Then after they will record the act, they will take the screenshots, they will record it, and they will send it with a blackmail that will transmit it to various social media profiles. So you have to pay some money. So this is the form of sextortions, and those gangs are at Bharatpur, Rajasthan. It is the hub of cyber criminals. आप जामतारा नाम सुने हैं? जामतारा? Now Jamtara is obsolete. जानते हैं जामतारा में नहीं crime नहीं हो रहा है अभी. No, Jamtara is obsolete now because Jamtara police station हो गया है. Cyber crime police station Jamtara, and Jamtara having a very good SP also. They are doing marvelous work. Now the hub is turned to of Haryana, Mewat and Nuhu, and also Rajasthan Bharatpur gang also very much active nowadays. So this is called sextortion. That means sending up nude images or nude videos in the social media profiles, and they will ask for you money, right? So that now one precautions, you will not receive any video calls in your mobile phones, right? So you are smart enough, right? You are smart enough. चलो स्मार्टफोन निकालते हैं, चलिए स्मार्टफोन निकालते हैं, right? So go to WhatsApp. अरे ये तो सेशन है ना, बोरिंग लगेगा. लॉ जब पढ़ाऊंगा ना आपको पूरा बोरिंग ही लगेगा, right? So go to WhatsApp. So right side in the WhatsApp, right side it is the settings. आप भी कर सकते हैं मैम. You don't use WhatsApp? Yesterday night. Then it's okay. ମୁଁ ତ ଗୋଟେ ଜୋରଦାର କ୍ଲାପିଂ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ମ୍ୟାଡମଙ୍କୁ ଲାଗି ଯଦି WhatsApp ୟୁଜ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି. रे बाप रे बाप. So WhatsApp ସମସ୍ତେ ସେଟିଂସ୍ କୁ ପଳେଇଲେ. right? Settings ku gale, then go to privacy, then go to privacy, right? ठीक है हमर सेटा हम privacy कहू छु, ठीक है so privacy गले, so now go to calls, go to calls, नीचे वाला है, right? Now activate the silence unknown colors, right? Now activate silence unknown colors. Now you will not receive a single unknown call through video or voice. Now you are safe. Now you are safe. Huh? Messages asibo. You will not receive any video calls or voice calls through unknown numbers. Are ठीक है miss call ले आसु. You will show in the miss call. They will in the miss call list, right? So, but you will not receive any of the unknown video call or voice call. This is a very good settings developed by itself, WhatsApp, right? So now, अरे किछि नहीं भाई किछि नहीं ताली मारनी बहुत जिनस अछि यदि मो पाठ पढेबी ताले गोटे दिन मते लागिवो राइट वन डे मु कहली बा के गोटे मैडम कहले आई एम स्मार्ट बोली मु आपन लास्ट को देखे देबी जे यू आर अ डफ राइट स्मार्ट व्यस्त होंतनी कहि दउची मैम आवरी गुडाय सेटिंग्स कहबी जेतळे आपन कहबे जे प्रभु बहुत के जिनस मु जान नथली सो नाउ so this is defined in the document so now BNS ना किछि नहीं मैडम स्मार्ट सॉरी मैम यू आर स्मार्ट ठीक है नाइन एस स्मार्ट सो नाउ इन द बीएनएस गोटे ब्यूटी देखो कौन कला डिफाइन जेंडर को गोटे डिफाइन कला कौन जेंडर को कहला एबे जेंडर थिला ही और सी राइट नाउ जेंडर दे हैव इंक्लूडेड ट्रांसजेंडर राइट दिस इज द ब्यूटी व्हाई दिस इज द ब्यूटी स्टॉकिंग जानछन स्टॉकिंग साइबर स्टॉकिंग तो मते आश्चर्य लागला आज साइबर स्टॉकिंग रे मु देखली जे प्रकृत ए मेन ही लिखा आइतला राइट सो दैट इज द पॉइंट सब बट इन केस ऑफ वॉयरिज्म मु तो डिफाइन कर दोछि ठीक है साइबर स्टॉकिंग इज अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस साइबर स्टॉकिंग इज अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस आईपीएस रे भी थिला बीएनएस रे भी पनिशेबल ऑफेंस सो इट्स अ स्मॉल एंड इट्स अ रिक्वेस्ट हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट नॉट टू स्टॉक अदर्स राइट नॉट टू स्टॉक अदर्स माने कौन धर जो you are sending messages to somebody else and she registered please don't send messages no means no no means no right that means you haven't the rights to send the message bns completely goes don't send messages जदि मना कला ताले मेसेज मते पठेबार नाही आमे कोन करू द व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम विथ यू देखंतु जने गोटे फोटो लिखला जने गोटे डीपी रे गोटे फोटो रखला बा किछु फोटो पोस्ट करछि ताले हम कोन लिखछु so you are looking so gorgeous right you are still looking so gorgeous you are looking so beautiful you are looking so pretty so these are the wordings we are using right ठीक अछि भल देखाउ छी भलो को किछि नै किंतु जदि आपण लिखि देले you are looking sexy you are looking hot those are sexually colored remarks ए जाकर टिके अटकेबा पड़े राइट इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करिया पई पड़े द साइबर वर्ल्ड इज सच ए वर्ल्ड दैट मींस any type of postings that means it is a called as digital footprint right there is an option of delete for everyone अरे मु लिखि दे delete for everyone कर देनी इजी से बहुत चालाक से गोटे स्क्रीनशॉट ते नहीं गला खत्म so now your completely career will be finished so don't post anything which is sexually colored remarks एबे आपण कहिबे जे प्रकृति रे now I can also post emoticons आछी ना हाय वाला किसी वाला सब emoticons आछी post करछन emoticons you are also posting emoticons so posting of emoticons having हेनी केस लो गोटे मात्र आस्तिला इंडिया रे एपर्दन जाओ सेटा आसीनी टिके बंची जाइछन आपण so से जगह रे करिवे नै don't post any type of sexually colored remarks also so section 77 bns voyeurism it is the punishment for voyeurism but in this case they have included whoever that means it is men women or transgender means it is completely gender neutral in the bns they have completely specify it is gender neutral So this is the punishment. Voyeurism. Have you any idea of voyeurism? Voyeurism জানছেন কিছু? Voyeurism? No, wrong. Voyeurism? Huh? Yes, yes, very good, very good. लुच्ची लुच्ची के देखिवा, right? लुच्ची लुच्ची के देखिवा. हाँ, voyeurism ର ବହୁତ ଶିକାର ହୁଅନ୍ତି କେବେ ବି ଇଟ୍ସ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କେବେ ବି କୌଣସି ଜାଗାରେ ଯଦି ବାହାର ଷ୍ଟେଟ କୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଆସିନି ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଯଦି ବାହାର ଷ୍ଟେଟ କୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି କେବେ ବି ଡ୍ରେସ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରନ୍ତୁ ନାହିଁ. Yes, don't change your dress in the dressing room. It's a request, humble request. They are keeping the cameras which will capture your completely. They will then transmit it when various social media networks, social media platforms. So citizens karibani, but voyeurism is punishable as per section 77 of the BNS. Now, in Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita, section 21A also defines the audio video electronic means. The very good definitions regarding the cyber arena. Only I am discussing about the cyber arena. These are the cyber related arena, section 21A. That means transmission of electronic communications they have covered under audio video electronic means. And also section 21I of BNSS, electronic communications, they have completely exhausted the various type of electronic communications. Electronic communications, it's very now easy for us also. Then Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam. These are the only provisions which are related to cyber crime related only. I will not go into deep into the BNS provisions. I've already taught my students, my officers, police officers regarding the BNS and other provisions. But I'm restricted up to cyber arena, only cyber related area. So now Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam. So there are total section 178, but I will not go into deep. But they have given one schedule that contains two types of forms, right? Part A and Part B forms, but it is only meant for the police officers. So now these are the changes in the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, like section 21D. It is document which includes electronic record on emails, then server logs, then documents and computers, laptop or smartphones. They have included everything. They have included everything in the BSA. Then messages, any type of messages, whether WhatsApp, Telegram or general messages transmitted on various chat logs. आप कौन सा chat log use करते हैं? Chatting applications, using chatting application कौन सा use करते हैं? WhatsApp और हाँ Facebook, Messenger और Instagram. Very good. और इमो, ठीक है. और अरे स्नैपचैट यूज नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है, इट्स ओके. नाउ वी आर आल्सो यूजिंग Instagram. Then various websites, the data in the websites and also locational evidence. That's the beauty, locational evidence. Huh? Chatting application, WhatsApp and Telegram, ma'am. No, Telegram is the safest one. You will not find any of the details from the Telegram. But we will get the details from Telegram also. Now you are getting the details from the Telegram also. We are investigating, the investigation part is completely different. So we are getting the information from all the social media platforms. They have to do business in India, right? They know they have to do business in India. So they are furnishing the report, that's why. So website and locational evidence, this is the beauty of the locational evidence. Now, locational evidence, you can also track the location of any persons, right? Maybe पता कर सकता हूँ आप कहाँ पर हैं, right? In the Google, just Google कीजिए. So now go to Google. This is the practical session also. Google, right? So just write down Google dashboard. Google dashboard. Google dashboard. किसको बताना नहीं है, ठीक है, right? So just upon the Google dashboard. Is very dangerous, man. What is the dangerous in the Google dashboard? You will find everything in the Google dashboard. That's you will find. You have visited YouTube. Which site you have visited? What are the complete detail accounts? number, contact numbers, लगा दीजिए कुछ. Google dashboard. Just write down Google dashboard, right? Just enter. आया ही जब अपन देखिए. ଏଇଟା କେତିକିଟା ମେଲ୍ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ଏଠିଟା କେତେ ଅଛି, ଜିମେଲ୍ କେତେ ଅଛି, ମେପ୍ କେତେଟା ସେଭ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ 902 ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ୍स ମାତ୍ର ଇନଷ୍ଟଲ କରିଛନ୍ତି. ବାପ. So these are the drives.
जितने डिवाइसेस में मेरा गूगल होगा सब पे सारे एप्लीकेशन
सब दिखा रहा है, सब दिखा रहा है. So Chrome, so contacts, मात्र इतने कम contacts. So it's okay. So you'll find all the details in the Google dashboards, right? So you'll find all the details in the Google dashboards. Another applications you will find that just back to the Google. देख लीजिए My Activity Google, My Activity Google, बा Google My Activity, Google My Activity, Google My Activity. You'll find all the details in the Google also. Google My Activity, first one, My Activity. Yes, you will find locational history also. Everything, everything. But don't show the same to your counterpart, right? Don't show the same to your counterpart also, right? Now she can track you, your movement also can be tracked by her also, right? Google My Activity. You can find out anything, everything. It's the Google dashboard upon khulchonde. Google dashboard, you can find out all the details like how many contact numbers are there, YouTube, what are the YouTube channels you have subscribed or also you have visited. So everything will find. But Google My Activity Google, you will find all the details. So now you have to secure yourself. You have to secure yourself from Google, right? So I'm doing one small exercise. Just go to settings, general settings, phone settings, go to phone settings. So you have to be smart na. That's why. Madam କହିଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ smart କରିକି ଛାଡ଼ି ମାନେ ଆଜି କରିଦେବେ କିଛି ମାତ୍ରାରେ କରିଦିଏ. So now go to setting, right? Google ଭାଇ ପାଖକୁ ଟିକେ ଯିବା. Settings नीचे है Google, right? Go to Google. Go to Google. आ गया Google आपका. Google आ गया. General settings, Google. Very good, excellent. So now go to all services. ठीक है, it's okay. Right side all services अच्छे. जहाँ simply देखा हो it's okay. Right? Simply हो गया, very good. अभी है, right? हाँ, नहीं खाली है, खाली वाला भी ठीक है, right? आ गया आपका. Now click on ads. Click on ads. Click on ads. नहीं यार जनरल अपन जनरल सेटिंग्स को जानते ना. तापरे गूगल जानते, गूगल भाई पाखु गले एछुवा. अरे गूगल भाई कुआड पळेव छाडी. गूगल भाई सबळे अछि आपन पाखरे हला. तो नाउ गो टू. हाँ, अरे गूगल नीचे ही होगा आपका. ये कौन सा है? आईफोन. हाँ, इसका सेटिंग्स थोड़ा सा बाद में बताऊंगा आपको, राइट? सो नाउ delete advertising ID. Is there any concept of delete advertising ID? Yes, click on it and simply delete it. Simply delete it. Why? Why you will delete the advertising ID? Google कभी भी किसी को फ्री में कुछ नहीं देता है, राइट? कोई भी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स कुछ भी फ्री में नहीं देते हैं. At the time of installation of Android, they are setting one advertising ID, and this advertising ID is given by the Google to other various platforms to send you ads. ठीक है? So just delete the advertising ID. Now you will be secure. This is for Android phones मान लीजिए. No, only Androids जो भी Android use कर रहे हैं, so they have to delete the advertising ID. iPhone रे settings नहीं नथिबो. Yes, that's why. आप delete कर लिए? Very good, sabas. Now they will not send any of the ads to you, right? That is the beauty in the settings. Huh? That is subscription based. Try to understand. This is the ID. This is your ID, and they are disseminating this ID to various platforms. पैसा लेते हैं, खाली बेचते नहीं है, पैसा भी लेते हैं. They are sending you the ads. They are sending you the ads. That's right. So now, so मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट को चलिए एक बार आपको स्मार्ट कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद पार्ट में जाएंगे, पढ़ाई ध्यान देंगे. सो राइट, मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट हो गया आपका. हाँ, मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट चले आए. ठीक है, वेरी गुड. मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट हो गया आपका. जो भी स्मार्टफोन यूज करते हैं, आईफोन यूज करते हैं ना, उनके लिए भी है थोड़ा सा वेट. सो मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट हो गया आपका, आ गया. हाँ, देन कम टू सिक्योरिटी. देन कम्स टू सिक्योरिटी. अभी पता चलेगा हाउ मच यू आर सिक्योर. एबे तो धरी मैडम को राइट साइड में है सिक्योरिटी, राइट. देखिए कॉल मैं जानी थी. योर ईमेल अकाउंट email account can be hacked within 2 minutes. मुझे चाहिए only 2 minutes. I can hack your email ID. So now मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट हो गया आपका. नहीं, आप पूरा जनरल सेटिंग्स को चलेंगे आप. नो जनरल सेटिंग्स, पूरा जनरल सेटिंग्स, देन गूगल, देन उसके ऊपर ही लिखा होगा मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट, राइट. नाउ सिक्योरिटी क्लिक कर लिया, सिक्योरिटी. देन गो टू 2-step वेरिफिकेशन. देन गो टू 2-step वेरिफिकेशन. और जी सिक्योरिटी यहाँ पर है. देन गो टू 2-step वेरिफिकेशन. नहीं होगा आपको. अरे यार, ग्रेट ग्रेट. हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया. आ गया आपका. आप कर रहे हैं ना अभी? हाँ ठीक है, कर लीजिए, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं. 2-step वेरिफिकेशन किसका ऑन है? हाँ, डन ना, शाबाश, गुड, वेरी गुड. जो नहीं किए प्लीज कर लीजिए, because it will take only 2 minutes to hack your email account. If your email account is hacked, your YouTube account is hacked, then any of the account can hack within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, just activate it. Just give your registered mobile phone number. You will receive one code. Just put the code, then your account is 2-step verification active. 2017 से. बहुत बढ़िया. So we have already done from since long. କରିଦେଲେ कंटिन्यू କରନ୍ତୁ ନା. ଟିକେ ନେଟ୍ ଯଦି ସ୍ଲୋ ଥିବ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. ତାପରେ ମୋବାଇଲ ଫୋନ ନମ୍ବର ଦେବେ. ହଁ, ଏଡ୍ ଫୋନ ନମ୍ବର, ରେଜିଷ୍ଟର୍ड ମୋବାଇଲ ଫୋନ ନମ୍ବର ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. ଏଠି यूएस ଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରନ୍ତୁ, इंडिया चेंज କରନ୍ତୁ. आगे इंडिया चेंज कर दियंतु. then give your registered mobile phone number. You will get a code. So put the code, then your account is verified. 2-step verification, or it is called as MFA, multi-factor authentication, and 2-step authentication, 2-factor authentication. Now your email account is secured, 100% secure. That means your email account cannot be accessed from anywhere else except you. That is the beauty. So you have to activate the same. इसके करने के बाद और थोड़ा सा कर लेंगे, काम कर लेंगे. So locational evidence, I will disable the locational evidence, right? So that you cannot be tracked by me or your counterpart also. मजा करनी बहुत सीरियस किंतु निहाती दरकार. मु तो एटलिस्ट कहबी जे लोकेशनल एविडेंस को ऑफ करिवे. देखो आपण जांतु गूगल भाई पाखु जिवे. तो मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट. then go to security. Those are bhaias for us because Elon bhai, Sundar bhai, two-step verification, then two-step verification, then enter your passwords. Password निजो दियंतु. India करिबे कर देइछन number टा दियंतु. Registered mobile phone number. Just put the registered mobile phone number. You will get the same. So now done. Done. कर दियंतु done ना. Tabas. Now you are secured. You are secure. Then come to data and privacy. Then come to data and privacy. Data and privacy को जानते हो. Data and privacy को असले साइड रे ऊपर ही रही है. Data and privacy आगे आप. Data and privacy देखते हैं आप कितना स्मार्ट है. वेरी गुड. आप गूगल को इतना अच्छा इतना इतना माने क्या करते हैं इतना लाइक करते हैं मान लीजिए. So wave and up activity you have to pause. Location history pause. YouTube history YouTube pause. Off complete off करना है. क्यों? Why? Why they will take the location history यार? Why will take the YouTube history? बेचेंगे. They're just it is completely a market. जानते हैं आप लोग? You are just an object for them. You are just an object for them. Object. The word is very much appropriate. Object. You are not user. You are object. Yes, ma'am. ठीक है लगा अपन करो. Done. नहीं किसी नहीं. एटा बैक करो ठीक है. आपनो ये गला बढ़िया. Great. Your two-step verification is on. Data and privacy. तो ठीक है ऑफ कर देवे तीनटा को. Yes. Completely off. ମୁଁ ତ ସବୁ ଅଫ୍ କରିକି ରଖିଛି. ମୁଁ ମତେ ଡରେ ମତେ କୁହନ୍ତୁନି.
Question about this.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, completely. हाँ. Yes. At the yes. Yeah. Excellent. बहुत बढ़िया. There is a called as agreement. It is called as click wrap agreement. Click wrap agreement. CLICWRAP agreement. At the time of installing of your applications, you are just clicking the agreement that I will give all your data to you, my highness. Right? Simply.
Right. That is.
Obviously, they are tricking the individuals. They should be sued. Yes. That's why. मुझे तो बहुत गुस्सा आता है. मैं जब मीटिंग में बैठता हूँ ना, जो गूगल के जो नोडाल आते हैं ना, पूरा गुस्से से क्या बोल देता हूँ. बहुत सारे गुस्से में बोल देता हूँ. यस. बहुत बदमाश है. मेटा वाले और गूगल वाले आते हैं. मैं तो बहुत कुछ कहता हूँ यार. बहुत कुछ चिल्लाते हैं. छोड़ दीजिए. ऊपर बहुत खेल हो रहा है. आप समझ नहीं पाएंगे. बहुत कुछ चल रहा है ऊपर. बहुत कुछ चल रहा है ऊपर. आप हम यहीं पर चिल्लाते रहेंगे. बहुत कुछ चल रहा है ऊपर यार. बहुत सारा गुस्सा है यार. ए एड सेंटर माई एड सेंटर को ऑफ करिवे हैला. एक वेब एक्टिविटी ऑफ. लोकेशन हिस्ट्री ऑफ. यूट्यूब हिस्ट्री ऑफ. राइट. यू हैव टू जस्ट ऑफ इट. हाँ पॉज ही जो. पॉज इज गुड. पॉज ही जो. यूट्यूब हिस्ट्री क्यों करना है? बंद करना है यार. ये तो घर में पता चल जाता है क्या विजिट किए हैं. आईफोन वाले थोड़े से स्मार्ट हैं लेकिन बहुत भी स्मार्ट नहीं है. So I will just go to the Google Chrome settings also. I'll tell you about the Google Chrome settings. Yes. Yes. No. Completed. So now my ad center will be off. Right. ये पूरा ऑफ ही करना है आपको. बहुत. हाँ से पॉज ही जाओ मैम. है ना. कहाँ है दिखाइए. दिखाइए, बाप रे बाप, बहुत कुछ लेते हैं यार। इसी डिसाइड वेदर गूगल सर्च योर पर्सनल रिजल्ट बेस्ट, ऑफ कर लीजिए। कुछ 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 भी मत दीजिए, ये बहुत डेंजर है। देखिए मेरा, देखिए मेरा सब कुछ ऑफ ही है। बहुत ही, ये बहुत बदमाश लोग हैं, राइट। ऑफ करंतु, ऑफ करंतु, किछि रखंतु दियंतुनि रे बाबा, आमे बंची जीवो, बंची जाओ हैला। So it's my data, I'll give my data to others। गूगल दे रहा है तो दूंगा, डाटा दूंगा? नहीं नहीं, डाटा नहीं देना है भैया, ठीक है, हमको सेफ रहना है। हाँ हाँ, टर्न ऑफ एंड डिलीट एक्टिविटी पूरा सब किसी डिलीट कर दियो मो भाई, पूरा हैला, सब किसी कंप्लीटली डिलीट कर दियो। बचना है हमको, ठीक है। मिस कर गए, अरे बाप रे। अब चलिए गूगल भैया, सो देन मैनेज योर गूगल अकाउंट, देन डेटा एंड प्रिवेसी, जितने भी सारे यूट्यूब हिस्ट्री को ऑफ कर दीजिए, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा। सो और एक चीज, थोड़ा सा, जस्ट 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 लिसन टू मी। सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज लोकेशनल एविडेंस, कि आप ऑफ कर लिए, अभी हम कुछ रिट्राइव नहीं कर पाएंगे, ठीक है। आप लोग अच्छे बंदे हैं, इसलिए आपको ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं, ठीक है। बंद कर लिए तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मेरे लिए कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं। सो नाउ दिस इज द वेरी गुड, देन वॉइस मेल मैसेजेस। नहीं, देखिए मान लीजिए, दैट्स ए वेरी ब्यूटी, गूगल माई एक्टिविटी में देर इज ऑप्शन टू कीप योर लोकेशन ऑफ। मान लीजिए थोड़ा सा आप जाते हैं, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड, इट्स अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट। In a case we have tracked one criminals, so criminal says, no no sir, I have not been to Calcutta। नहीं तो सर, मैं यहीं पर उड़ीसा में भी था, लेकिन बंदा क्या किया ना, कोलकाता में ओला बुक किया है। क्या बुक किया है? ओला बुक किया है। इन द ओला, इफ यू विल बुक ओला, यू हैव टू कंपल्सरी क्या करना है आपको? लोकेशन ऑन करना है, राइट। सो नाउ फ्रॉम गूगल माई एक्टिविटी विल फाउंड द लोकेशन डिटेल्स, दैट्स ओला बुक किया है, इधर से इधर गया है। Now that is a very good piece of evidence as per locational evidence. Just think, this is the piece of locational evidence. You have to take the screenshots, you have to take the certificate under section 63 class 4 BSA. In presence of two witnesses, you have to seize the same, you would put in the before the court of law, khatam। लोकेशन हिस्ट्री ओला बुक कर पाएंगे यार, लेकिन हर वक्त नहीं देना है। लोकेशन डेटा क्यों लेगा यार? at the time of booking the Ola, at the time of booking the Uber, at the time of Swiggy, Zomato, ठीक है, उस समय आप लोकेशन ऑन कीजिए ना, तो डिलीवर करेगा। लेकिन हर वक्त क्यों लेगा? Why? बेचते हैं, डेटा बेचते हैं, जानते हैं, डेटा इज द न्यू फ्यूल, राइट। बोलिए। नो 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 नो, यू कैन यू कैन यू कैन, हर वक्त नहीं देना है, हर वक्त नहीं देना है, राइट। सो नाउ हर वक्त वो पूछेगा, वो मांगेगा completely demanding the same. Voicemail message also stored in the digital evidence are documents. Then electronic records and digital records now classifies as primary piece of evidence. That is the beauty of the BSA. It is the primary piece of evidence. So what is primary piece of evidence and what is secondary piece of evidence? आप लोगों को बताना नहीं चाहिए यार, क्योंकि आप, आर यू द लॉ फैकल्टीज, लॉ स्टूडेंट्स? मैडम नहीं है। आर यू द इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर? नहीं है ना, ठीक है, चलेंगे यार, स्किप कर लेते हैं। देखिए आज जो है ना, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, लेकिन देखिए ना, क्या जरूरत है? व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ द लॉ? लॉ का जरूरत क्या है? हम लोग क्यों जानते हैं? व्हाई वी नो द लॉ, व्हाई, क्यों लॉ आपको चाहिए जानने के लिए? ठीक है, खुद को सेव करने के लिए, ठीक है, सेव करने के लिए मैं बता दिया हूँ, बहुत कुछ बता दिया हूँ सेव करने के लिए, राइट। सो नाउ go to WhatsApp, another, again you have to go to WhatsApp। थोड़ा सा ये बताना भूल गया था। So go to settings, WhatsApp में चैटिंग देखने के लिए नहीं मिला है, ठीक है, WhatsApp, only WhatsApp, go to settings, right, settings, go to account, go to account, go to account, right। देखिए अभी बहुत बहुत आप इतने सारे नहीं किए होंगे शायद। go to two step verification, हाँ, within 2 minutes your WhatsApp account can be hacked, 2 minutes, only 2 minutes it will take। just turn it on, turn on, turn on करना है आपको, turn on कीजिए ना। हाँ नहीं. Now they will ask you 6-digit code. 6-digit code. Just put the 6-digit code like 1 2 3 4 5 6 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 2 anything else you can put the same. Then after again enter the said passcode, right? And skip for the email. जो ईमेल आएगा ना, ईमेल को स्किप कर लीजिए थोड़ा सा, अभी के लिए ईमेल को स्किप कर लीजिए. ईमेल आएगा स्किप कर लीजिए, ठीक है. Now your account is two-step verified. That means your WhatsApp account cannot be hacked by anyone else in the world, right? Your WhatsApp account cannot be hacked by anyone in this world. हो गया, सिक्योर हो गया आपका WhatsApp account. हो गया, डन, सब कर लिए हैं, राइट? Are you smart? Getting smart. So now this is the point. This is very, very important. So now another point. This is regarding the cybercrime. As a cybercrime investigating officer, I'm telling you, and you have to do it because this is very, very important, right? Your IP address can be tracked by the hackers also, but this is our bread and butter. मैं जो आपको बता रहा हूँ, ये settings में बताना चाह रहा हूँ, लेकिन नहीं भी चाह रहा हूँ. If there are criminals, नहीं बताता, but you are all are local gentries, you are all are learned persons, academicians. That's why I'm telling you, because इसी से हम गुजारा करते हैं, इसी से हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन करते हैं, ठीक है. So now go to security notification. नहीं, थोड़ा सा वेट. आप प्रीवियस में चले जाइए, प्रीवियस ही नहीं, व्हाट्सएप में, व्हाट्सएप का प्रीवियस ही है ना. आप कर लिए क्या, कर रही हैं? हाँ ठीक है, प्रीवियस ही आ गया. सेटिंग्स में प्रीवियस ही जो है ना, राइट? ये जो सेटिंग्स है, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सेटिंग्स है, राइट? वन कैन नॉट ट्रैक योर आईपी एड्रेस, राइट? पूरा नीचे वाले चले जाइए, पूरा कंप्लीटली नीचे. Then go to advanced. Then activate two of the options: protect IP address in calls and disable link previews. ये क्यों एक्टिवेट करना है? Why? मान लीजिए कोई भी लिंक आप देख रहे हैं. Now you are putting the click on the link. Just click on the link. Your IP address will be captured by whom? Criminals. But if you are activating the same, not a single criminal can track your IP address, right? So they have given the provisions. You have to know it. अरे it's okay यार, I am here. That's not an issue, right? आपको स्मार्ट करना है ना, इसीलिए, ठीक है? कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, that's not an issue. हो गए बहुत कुछ स्मार्ट, इसीलिए now I'm feeling happy. That's good, that's great. हो गया आपका एटलीस्ट व्हाट्सएप एंड आपका ईमेल हो गया सिक्योर. बहुत इंस्टाग्राम तो है, लेकिन कुछ तो पढ़ाई कर लेंगे, ठीक है? उसके बाद ही करेंगे. So now section 2(1)(d) of the BSA and section 57 of the BSA telling the electronic record and digital records will be considered as a primary piece of evidence. That's why there is no need of any certificate under section 63 of clause 4 of BSA. That means it is duty for us. So documentary evidence includes primary and that is secondary evidence. Electronic recordings and video records also is termed as section 57 BSA is the electronic primary piece of evidence. Electronic records and video recordings also. These are the electronic records. मान लीजिए कितने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रिकॉर्ड है, आप तो बता चुके हैं, राइट? लाइक ईमेल्स, अटैचमेंट, वेबसाइट, डेटाबेस, स्प्रेडशीट, एक्सेल फाइल्स, सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशंस, वेब पेज, ब्लॉग्स, टेक्स्ट मैसेज, सोशल मीडिया पोस्टिंग्स, वेब वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट्स, इमेज, वीडियो फाइल्स, ऑडियो फाइल्स, all are electronic records. That means those electronic records are primary piece of evidence. Now that's a beauty. Skip कर लेता हूँ. Then these are the digital records. You have already told the same. If it is produced from the proper custody, then unless it is disputed, it is the primary piece of evidence. No need of certificate. Then each of the stored recordings should be the primary piece of evidence. मान लीजिए कोई भी बंदा सेंड कर रहा है, कुछ भेज रहा है. Now accused is sending those video files, those sexual assault video files to various persons. if you'll seize any of the person, if you'll seize the audio or video file, then those video file will be treated as a primary piece of evidence. But you have to calculate the hash value. किसी को पता है hash के बारे में? hash function encryption. Good यार, कुछ तो hash function HSHS. Hash function is completely different. Hash function to maintain the integrity and authenticity of the files. So hash function of the electronic record is necessary. You have to calculate the hash functions. There are so many tools in the tools available. You can calculate the hash value. हाँ बताइए. मान्य पुरो. Excellent यार, excellent. जाओ गोटे deep fake कथा कहले. जाओ केही तो गोटे कहले deep fake बाबदरे. So deepfake is now a menace for us. Deepfake, the creation of the AI and deepfake videos and audios, it's very difficult to detect, but there is one tool which can detect whether it is the deepfake or genuine one. Deepware.ai. There is a very good tool, deepware.ai. We can also find out whether it's a deepfake image or deepfake videos, right? But it's very difficult to detect the deepfake. Huh, yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Some unknown number. I know it's a fraud number.
Yes.
So they said like, okay, your SIM going to be blocked. So click number 8 or something.
Hmm.
So immediately that I realized because this coming month it should be either from Geo or
Yes. It is a fraud. It is a fraud. Yes.
But I want to take that.
Yes.
But
Excellent. No. It's not necessary. You can also report. Mo session kete percent achi ma'am? 5 minute तो बिल्कुल ही session मोर माने sorry one, right? So my session, maybe it's a request to extend my session for 15 minutes because so how to report the various types of frauds? There is a beauty. So how to report frauds? There are so many there are sites, websites you can also report, right? ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଖାଲି କଥା କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, just one thing, your email ID is hacked already. हाँ, phishing phishing के बारे में क्या जानना चाहते हैं? How to detect the phishing? So now phishing is an obsolete one now, right? They are using another technologies. They are using various technologies of phishing technologies. They have developed various technologies. Like they are using smishing technologies. They are using, but phishing is a basic terminology. They are now using whaling technologies. They are using BEC technologies. So there are so many things. But now your email ID is on the dark web. Your email ID is on the dark web. How to know? Khatam. Your email ID is in the dark web, right? So now just in the Google, just write one website. Google में चलिए एक website. Google रे खाली लिखिबे have I been कौन लिखिबे have I been प्रथम साइट जोटा आसो ता पे क्लिक करिए have I been first site. You have to just click on the first site. Have I been, you have to just write have I been. The first site, you have to click the first site, right? That means have I been pawned? Have I been pawned? Or have I been breached? The word is says like this. Just put your email ID in the box. Put your email ID in the box. Have I been? କୁଆଡେ ଗଲେ ମୋ ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କଲେ କେମିତି ହବ? Have I been ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ. Have I been, right? Just put your email ID. Oh no, khatam, finish, khatam. Good news. Your email ID is not breached. Your email ID is not hacked. देखिवा काहार ओ नो गुड न्यूज बंची गले ए देखो ओ नो भाई पळे आइले केतेटा 17 17 गुड न्यूज 17 times your email id has been breached and 17 times your email id is used by the dark web, is used by the hackers. खत्म टू स्टेप वेरिफिकेशन हे गला ना हे जइस तो ये थे भाई चेंज कर लीजिए अभी पासवर्ड गुड न्यूज अरे गुड न्यूज हुई नहीं हुआ है आपका किसका रेड दिखा रहा है किसका रेड एक है ना 3 डेटा ब्रीचेस 3 डेटा ब्रीचेस हाँ भलो भलो बहुत बढ़िया वेरी गुड शाबाश एमती होई था वो हाँ 1 डेटा ब्रीच आपन को रहला एई साइट डाउनलोड करथिले हेला रेड शाबाश 9 डेटा ब्रीचेस आहा हा हा की सुंदर रिपोर्ट don't delete it remember one thing good news हाँ खत्म फिनिश टाटा बाय बाय चलो घर को चलो राइट यस प्लीज 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 डराना नहीं चाहते हैं लेकिन डरना जरूरी है डरना जरूरी है so now you have to activate already you have activated two-step verification that means you are secure yes 3 times very good शाबाश so now so मान लीजिए नाउ योर ईमेल आईडी क्या करते हैं हम लोग क्या करते हैं सुनिए जरा सा नाउ यू आर डाउनलोडिंग जोमेटो थ्रू गूगल यू आर डाउनलोडिंग समथिंग ओला थ्रू गूगल दैट मीन्स यू आर गिविंग ऑल द गूगल रिलेटेड डेटा टू हुम ओला टू हुम जोमेटो मान लीजिए ट्रू कलर कितने के पास है ट्रू कलर अब्बास ट्रू कलर का हर वक्त डेटा ब्रीच होता है राइट डेटा ब्रीच होता है ट्रू कलर का दैट मीन्स ऑल योर गूगल रिलेटेड डेटा कंप्लीटली गोन टू द डार्क वेब कितने में मिलता है जानते हैं हमको एक यूजर थोड़ा सा रेट बढ़ाना चाहिए ऐसा बढ़ाते ही नहीं है एक यूजर 5 रुपीज 1 यूजर आप क्या क्या मिलेगा आपको डार्क वेब में आपका इंफॉर्मेशन 5 रुपए में मिलेगा अरे यार मेरा वैल्यू 5 रुपया है पेड तो आपको मिला ईमेल आईडी पासवर्ड्स आपको मिल जाएगा ईमेल आईडी पासवर्ड आपको मिल जाएगा राइट किसको मिल गया हैकर को मिल गया डार्क वेब में आप तो टू स्टेप वेरिफिकेशन नहीं लगाए हैं नाउ ही विल यूज योर ईमेल आईडी इन वेरियस एप्लीकेशंस राइट खत्म पुलिस विल रीच योर ईमेल आईडी will get all the information from the Google registered users all these things we are getting the details from the Google now will चलिए थाने चलना है नहीं सर मैं तो कुछ नहीं किया हूं सर ऑलरेडी नॉट सर कैन नॉट बी पॉसिबल सर राइट so just think if two step verification not a single person can access your email id from anywhere in the world without your permission right कैसे कैसे गलत काम करते एक तो छोड़िए हो गया आपका क्लियर राइट सो जस्ट चेंज द ईमेल आईडी जस्ट चेंज द पासवर्ड्स फ्रॉम नाउ चेंज द पासवर्ड्स another fraud they are doing so now go to keypad just keypad means Google pad right dialing pad right dialing pad right dialing pad के लिए dialing pad just write down *#67# dialing pad just write *#67# dial it *#67# देखते हैं बच गए यार गुड शाबाश *#67# you will find whether your call is being forwarded your SMS is being forwarded your voice call is forwarded right not forwarded ना अरे नॉट फॉरवर्डेड दिखा रहा है यार ग्रेट ग्रेट इट्स ओके नॉट फॉरवर्डेड मींस ओके बच गए राइट हाँ नॉट फॉरवर्डेड दिखा रहा है आपका तो कंप्लीटली नहीं है नॉट फॉरवर्डेड है डिसमिस कर लीजिए ठीक है नॉट फॉरवर्डेड मींस इट्स ओके नाउ आई एम सेफ दैट मींस हाँ यू हैव टू चेंज इट मैन इन द फॉरवर्डिंग सेक्शंस, इन द कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग सेक्शन सेटिंग्स में जाना है, देन यू हैव टू जस्ट टाइप आउट द कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग। कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग के बाद आपको सिम में जाना है, सिम सेटिंग से जाके आपको चेंज करना है, ठीक है। हाँ, 4#6/7# कॉल, हाँ नॉट फॉरवर्डेड ଆସିବ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପହଞ୍ଚି ଯିବେ, ପହଞ୍ଚି ଗଲେ, ଆସିଗଲେ, हाँ नॉट फॉरवर्डेड, ग्रेट, हाँ कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है, इट्स ओके फाइन, नॉट फॉरवर्डेड लिखा है देखो, हाँ वेरी गुड, शाबाश, बच गए बच गए बच गए बच गए। हाँ नहीं ସେଟାକୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, दैट्स वेरी डेंजरस। हाँ ठीक है, इट्स ओके, डन डन, किस नहीं कुछ नहीं कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है, आपका कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसको चेंज, अरे हाँ कहाँ पर है फॉरवर्ड एरिया, कहाँ पर है दिखाएंगे, सेटिंग्स इंटरफेस वॉइस कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग, नो 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 नो, डिसेबल है, कुछ नहीं है। जस्ट लिसन, जिनका भी फॉरवर्डेड बीजी दिखा रहा है, जस्ट गो टू दी सेटिंग्स, गो टू दी सेटिंग्स, सिम सेटिंग्स में जाना है, जो सिम में है, जो कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग में है, कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग को आपको डिसेबल करना है, कॉल फॉरवर्डिंग को आपको डिसेबल, अरे बैठिए यहाँ पर कीजिए, ठीक है, बैठ के कीजिए। सो वहां पर आपको पूरा हटाना है, राइट। क्रिमिनल्स क्या करते हैं, देखिए क्रिमिनल्स यही तो चालेगी क्रिमिनल्स का, दे आर सेंडिंग वन लिंक, राइट, मैम बोल रहे हैं फिशिंग लिंक, फिशिंग के बारे में वही बता रहा हूँ, दे आर सेंडिंग द लिंक, हाउ टू नो वेदर द लिंक इज जेन्युइन और फेक, हाउ टू नो whether the link is a genuine or fake one or it is a malware driven link, कैसे पता चलेगा आपको लिंक के बारे में, चलिए गूगल में चलिए, आज बहुत कुछ बता दिए हैं, पैसा तो लेना ही पड़ेगा, ठीक है, नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूं यार, नहीं ले रहे हैं यार, कोई भी नहीं दे रहा है, कोई नहीं दे रहा है, इसीलिए मेरा मेरा 9438842760 माई फोन पे नंबर, सुना, मजाक कर रहा हूं यार, छोड़िए, गूगल में चलिए, लिखिए वायरस टोटल, लिखिए वायरस टोटल, राइट। जो भी स्मार्ट बंदे हैं, जो भी स्मार्ट बंदे, ये हमारा ही काम है लेकिन आप लोग को करना है, राइट, जो भी स्मार्ट बंदे हैं ये लोग, आप लोग सब करेंगे, राइट। वायरस टोटल, चलिए वायरस टोटल में क्लिक कीजिए, इन द वायरस टोटल इज एक्सीलेंट साइट, एक्सीलेंट साइट, वहां पर 3 प्रकार का चीज दिया जाता है, 3 प्रकार, यानी एक प्रकार आप किसी की लिंक भी जांच कर सकते हैं, किसी भी फाइल को जांच कर सकते हैं, किसी भी वेबसाइट को भी जांच कर सकते हैं, 3 टाइप का दिया गया है, राइट। यू कैन वेरीफाई वेदर द लिंक इज द malware driven, whether the file is the malware driven, whether the website is malware driven, right, whether the website is malware infected, you will find all the details from this website, virus total, excellent website, it is forensically proved and it is being used by us, law enforcement agency, right, this is the very good aspect। now कैसे पता चलेगा मैम, आपके नाम पे 7 और 8 सिम चल रहे हैं मार्केट में, कितने सिम चल रहे हैं, 8 सिम चल रहे हैं, कैसे पता चलेगा आपके आपके नाम पे कितने सिम चल रहा है मार्केट में, पता चलेगा, इज देयर एनी वे, ठीक है, गूगल में चलिए, डर लग रहा है मैम, अभी तो नहीं डराए हैं, अभी तो छोड़ दिया आपको, ठीक है, डरना जरूरी है, तो नाउ जस्ट राइट CEIR, CEIR, CER मत लिखिए, CER तो ब्लॉकिंग करने के लिए, संचार साथी लिखिए, संचार साथी, SANCHAR, संचार साथी, ठीक है, जस्ट क्लिक इट, you will find संचार साथी, in the first you will find संचार साथी, स्लो, सॉरी, वो नीचे लिखा गया है नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन, नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन, दिस वन, नहीं नीचे, पूरा नीचे चलना है, लिखा होगा नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन, टैपकप लिखा होगा, नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन, टैपकप लिखा है ना, यहीं पर है, नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन टैपकप, ठीक है, नो नीचे नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन टैपकप, देखिए अभी बिजी, शायद बिजी हो जाएगा, बहुत सारे आदमी है ना ये, इसीलिए। नहीं, এইট হচ্ছে না, নো योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन टैप करो, क्लिक करो, नीचे नीचे, यस दिस वन, राइट, नो नो नो, नीचे है ना, नो योर मोबाइल कनेक्शन टैप करो, राइट। नाउ এটা ঘরে সমস্যা করিবে, রাইট, যদি এটি বিজি আসছি করিবেনি। 10 digits, you have to put your 10 digits mobile phone number, you have to enter the captcha, validate the captcha, you will get one OTP, put the OTP, you will find how many mobile phone numbers are issued in your name। आपको पता चल जाएगा मार्केट में कितने सारे मोबाइल सिम आपके आधार कार्ड के बेसिस में, कितने सारे मोबाइल फोन आपको दिया गया, इशू किया गया है, आपको पता चल जाएगा मार्केट में कितने घूम रहे हैं। उसके बाद रिपोर्ट करना है, हाँ वहीं पर है रिपोर्ट करने के लिए। देयर इज अ वेरी गुड फैसिलिटी टू रिपोर्ट। ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, अभी आएगा तो ठीक है, नहीं आएगा तो घर में भी कर सकते हैं, राइट। तो नाउ हाँ, इसलिए ये जो आधार कार्ड दिया गया ना, किसी अलग से दिया होगा शायद, आपके, नहीं नहीं नहीं, आधार कार्ड में किए हैं कि वोटर आई कार्ड में किए हैं रिसेंटली ने, इसलिए अपडेट नहीं होगा शायद। ठीक है, देन इट्स ओके, ठीक है, ग्रेट। हाँ ब्लॉक कर दिए तो वेरी गुड, शाबाश, एक ही दिखा रहा है ना, ठीक है, शाबाश शाबाश, बहुत बढ़िया, ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। एक बंदे का तो आर दिखाया था, हाँ এটা নুয়ে তো ভাই, সাঙ্গে সাঙ্গে এটা নুয়ে তো 9923 নুয়ে তো ନାଇଁ ଭାଇ ପଚାରି ଦିଅ ଆଗେ ବାବା, କାହିଁକି ଏମିତି ହଉଛ, ୟାର ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କ୍ରିନଶଟ ନେଇଯାଅ, ଘରେ ପଚାର ଟିକେ, ଧନ ଧନ ଟିକେ ପ୍ଲିଜ ହେଲା, ପଚାରି ଦିଅ ତାପରେ ଯାଇକି କରିବ। ଠିକ ଅଛି ବୁଝିଲେ, ସ୍କ୍ରିନଶଟ ଟା ନେଇଯାଅ, ଘରେ ଟିକେ ପଚାରି ଦିଅ, ନହେଲେ କିଏ ଯଦି ବ୍ଲକ ଟେ କରିଦବ ତାପରେ ସେ ୟୁଜ ବି କରିପାରିବନି ହେଲା। କେତେଟା ଅଛି, ଦିଟା ତ, ହଁ ପଚାର ତମ ନାଁରେ କିଏ ଗୋଟେ ଇସ୍ୟୁ କରିଥିବ ରେ ବାବା ହେଲା। तो नाउ हाँ, नहीं छोड़ दीजिए ना, ये कल देखेंगे, मतलब आज ही देखेंगे, बाद में देखेंगे। हाँ एबे नहीं, एबे समझ यूज कर तो नहीं छोड़ दीजिए, एक ही दिख रहा है ना, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं करना है, चार दिखा रहे हैं कि भाई, नहीं नहीं, आगे स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं जाओ, घरे टिके पचार दियो, बाबा मो नारे आउ केतरा सिम आनिछ कुह हैला, टिके घरे पचार दियो, ब्लॉक करिया पूर्व पचार दियंतु, एबे व्यस्त हुंतुनी मैम, परे कर देबा हैला। सो नाउ अगेन बैक टू another portal is being created by DOT, उसमें ये just back, fast provision था report suspected fraud communication, fast provision in the TAPCOP, report suspected fraud communication, just click on the Chakshu portal, this is a Chakshu portal, right, फास्ट में था, वही पर था, राइट, संचार साथी में फास्ट वाला था चक्षु पोर्टल, राइट, ये फास्ट वाला था, फास्ट वाला। रिपोर्ट सस्पेक्टेड फ्रॉड कम्युनिकेशन, वो सार कहाँ गए, आप चले आए हैं, तो वहां पर पीछे बैठे थे, राइट, वेरी गुड। सो नाउ रिपोर्ट सस्पेक्टेड फ्रॉड कम्युनिकेशन, DOT has given such a nice platform, you can report against any mobile phone number, you can report against any WhatsApp number, right, anything, but you have to give the proof। मान लीजिए कोई हैरान कर रहा है, परेशान कर रहा है, you have to take the screenshots, right, मैसेज कर रहा है, गंदा गंदा मैसेज कर रहा है WhatsApp में, you have to just take the screenshots and you have to just file the complaint, खत्म। That's a very good quiz। कितना सिम खरीदेगा मैम, ये प्रीपेड एक्टिवेटेड सिम कार्ड ले जाते हैं, ठीक है, बंद तो कीजिए ना आप लोग, राइट, देयर इज अ प्रोविजन, बंद तो कर लीजिए ना। चक्षु पोर्टल दे हैव डेवलप्ड, दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव डेवलप्ड 3 types of provisions, right, excellent one। continue for reporting. You have to just click on continue for reporting. They are giving 3 mediums, right? One is call, SMS, WhatsApp, right? कर लीजिएगा, लेकिन स्क्रीनशॉट रहना जरूरी है. जब बंदा फोन किया ना, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेना है, उसको अटैच करना है, उसको भेज देना है, खत्म. तो रिकॉर्डेड, यस यस यस. नहीं, मान लीजिए बहुत हैरान करे, बहुत सेंडिंग द मिस कॉल्स, राइट? यू हैव द मिस कॉल लिस्ट. Just take the screenshot, send it. Oh yeah, that's a very good thing. That's a very good CheckShoe portal is very excellent portal. And also there is a one thing I must say. 1930 is nationalized cybercrime helpdesk number. मेरे साथ बोलना है 1930. 1919. Excellent. So 1930 is nationalized cybercrime helpdesk number. Just उठाइए, एक कॉल कीजिए. So you can file any of the complaint, whether it is a financial fraud or any of the fraud, you can file the complaint, right? Another website is www.cybercrime.gov.in. cybercrime.gov.in. That is a very good platform. You can file complaint against deepfake also. You can file complaint against any of the WhatsApp number, Telegram number, website, anything you can file. Anything you can file. There is a very good provisions. .gov.in मैं दिखा देता हूँ आपको. That is a very good. You have to. छाड़ा, ठीक है धनो. हाँ हाँ हाँ. So now, how to cure yourself. So it's the 1930. You have to note it down. Then this is the site, cybercrime.gov.in. This is the site, cybercrime.gov.in. This is a very good site. इसमें क्या क्या दिया है देखिए. So you can file any of the complaint, financial fraud, other cybercrime, and women and children related crime. But you can also file through anonymously. In women and children related crime, you can also file anonymously. You can also file. हमको नाम दे नहीं देना है, ठीक है? You can also file. There is a very good provision. And another one is you can file any of the complaint. देखिए, you can file complaint against website or URL, phone number, email ID, SMS header, social media URL, deep fact, WhatsApp number, Telegram handle. You can file in this site itself. There are so many provisions given by the Department of Telecommunications, right? Yeah. Yes, they will send the message to you. Your complaint is being processed. Yes, they will give the acknowledgement number also, ma'am. 100%. There are teams here. बहुत बढ़िया team है I4C. Yes, ma'am. Yes, this is a very good site, ma'am. You can file here complaint, women and children related crime, ma'am. You can also file the complaint anonymously. That is the beauty of this cybercrime.gov.in. So now you can also file the complaint. अरे टिके interesting थिला था. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So now 1930. Be vigilant, be cyber safe. This is our mantra. Be smart, be safe. কিন্তু এতে भी smart হওয়ানি. ଟିକେ smart হলে চলিব, right? Throughout India. 1930 मजा कौन देखो आपन धर जो कोड फोन कले ओडिसा रे फोन कले ओडिसा रे 1930 नोडाल को आसीओ. आपन एठू फोन करछोदी धर जो आपन फोन कले बिहार थ्रू रे, सो बिहार रे 1930 को नोडाल ले पहुंचियो. So that is the beauty. जे आपन देश सारे जोडी फोन करिवे, everywhere there is a nodal agency. In Odisha, 1930 nodal agency is at Bhubaneswar. It is controlled by CID crime branch. 100,000%. 1000% it will be blocked. The golden hour is 2 hours. any of the financial transactions, you can also file complaint regarding financial transaction in NPCI also, National Payment Corporation of India. ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ବି complaint file କରିପାରିବେ. You can also file the complaint through NPCI. This is a very good platform also. So you can also file, and this is the task of Sanchar Sathi and CIR portal. If your mobile phone is stolen or missing something else, you can also file the complaint through CIR portal. CIR portal, you can also file the complaint there also. This is a very good site, and this is the citizen-centric services. I have already given all the details. Chakshu portal is the best portal now. Another portal is gsc.gov.in, right? Why this portal is very, very important? So now, why this portal is very, very extremely important? Now you can also file complaint directly to the WhatsApp, to the Facebook, to the YouTube, to the Instagram. You can file the complaint. मान लीजिए आपने complaint, you have filed the complaint to the WhatsApp को complaint की, right? So I am sharing the nodal officer details and email IDs of the all these social media platform to ma'am. She will distribute the same. मान लीजिए कोई भी WhatsApp पे कुछ problem हुआ है. Now you can also file the complaint at WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not taking steps within 30 days. Just file the complaint to GSC. मैं क्यों बोलता हूँ GSC में complaint file करना है? Because the revenue will be generated to the Indian government here. यहाँ पर if you will file the complaint at GSC against the WhatsApp, so minimum they will fine up to 50 crores. कितना करेंगे? 50-30 crores भाई जितना भी करें हमारे भी लाभ है ना, इसलिए इंडिया का ही अच्छा ही है, right? So now GSC portal is a very good site. They will penalize WhatsApp. So we are not filing. That's the problem. But GSC is a very good site. Grievance Appellate Committee. But you have to file after 30 days, right? So another portal is the RBI portal is there also. So I am telling you. So I have already covered the various things. So बहुत सारे चीज हैं. So link device is very, very important. कितने सारे लिंक कर सकते हैं डिवाइस? कितना लिंक कर सकते हैं व्हाट्सएप में? हाँ, कितना कर सकते हैं? हो, right? So now you have to check every time. You have to check how many devices you have linked it, right? You have to disable the linked WhatsApp. In the WhatsApp, you can also disable the SIMs. So I have to wind up the sessions now, right? So because if I will take the session, so it will take a whole long sessions of cyber security awareness. ठीक है? It will take whole day session, sir. Yeah, please. Hey, और एक बैठिए और एक तो बहुत just sit. Another just is a very good thing. Whether your phone is infected or not, कैसे पता चलेगा? Yes. This is a very excellent question. It is a very good aspect also. If your location, that's the right thing, man. You can enable it, right? So now another aspect I'm just sending you. So how to know your mobile phone is infected? और कोई भी malicious application मोबाइल फोन में है, कैसे पता चलेगा आपको? हाँ, आपका मोबाइल फोन इन्फेक्टेड है, मोबाइल फोन में बहुत कुछ malicious application है. How you will know? कैसा पता चलेगा आपको? So now just go to Play Store. जिनके पास आई वाले हैं उनके पास मैं बता दूंगा क्या करना है, right? Just go to the Play Store. Just go to the settings. Settings means Play Store में ऊपर जो है ना आपका आइकॉन है, मैडम कर रहे हैं तो आप, right? जो ऊपर आइकन है, ऊपर वाला, इसको बोलते हैं, right? So now go to Play Protect. Go to Play Protect. Play Protect. अब बच गए यार. No harmful application found. तो ठीक है, बीच में आपको क्या करना है? बीच में आपको क्या करना है? स्कैन करना है. क्या करना है? स्कैन करना है. ठीक है, बच गए. ठीक है, जिसका हार्मफुल एप्लीकेशन दिखा रहा है उसको अनइंस्टॉल कीजिए, जिसका नहीं है then it's okay. So another thing I must say before winding up the session, बता रहा हूं मैं. So now go to in the Play Store, go to Play Store and enable, just install one application, M Kabach, M Kabach 2, M Kabach 2, M Kabach 2, M Kabach 2 एप्लीकेशन को आपको इंस्टॉल करना है. CDAC हैदराबाद, एक्सीलेंट एप्लीकेशन डेवलप बाय CDAC हैदराबाद. एक तो ताली उनके लिए बजता है यार. Excellent. CDAC Hyderabad has developed one M Kabach tool. Just install it. You will find how many applications you are malware driven, how many applications are adware driven. बहुत सारे बता देंगे. This is a very excellent applications, right? Just install it, run it. I have the applications with my phone also, so I can find out. So how many adwares are there in my phone? They are giving you all these things. Adware means advertisement आएंगे. So these are adware, right? One of the malicious software. So you can also find, you can also disable those applications, uninstall those applications also. M Kabach 2 install कर दूँ तो install करी run करूँ तो बहुत बढ़िया application, excellent application. अले iPhone तो करना थी, get करना थी. नहीं M Kabach देखो नहीं कि कबच खाली अच्छी मु तो जानी एम कबच देखो नहीं कबच ऑथेंटिकेशन आई गोट मु जानी छी नहीं देई नथिबो ताले हो या थ्री लॉन्च करनी सीडैक लॉन्च करनी बट इट्स अ वेरी गुड एप्लीकेशन एक्सीलेंट एप्लीकेशन मैन बहुत बढ़िया केते समय नै गेली आपनकर iOS is somehow a little bit safe but in the Google Chrome you have to go for the settings बहुत सारी चीजें एक बढ़िया चीज है आप इनकॉग्निटो मोड जानते हैं इनकॉग्निटो मोड whether it is safe whether incognito mode is safe तो पता है इनकॉग्निटो मोड क्या है मेरा हिस्ट्री नहीं शो करेगा राइट बट वेदर इनकॉग्निटो मोड इज सेफ no it's not completely safe so you have to use some of the browsers like Brave browser is excellent idea so go and use the Brave browser Brave 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 browser is good that is a very good browser you can also use those type of browser also so बहुत सारे चीजें हैं small meeting yes you can yes you have to grant application this is a very good application man because it is developed by CDAC Hyderabad it is a government organization and CDAC is a reputed organization also they have developed so many applications for us yes how application देखो application with ads एवढा ad दउची application इतनी जिनसो दउची देखो potential mailing applications वो तो हटेवा कथा बाबा हम को हटे दो देखो clone phone super VPN Genspace they are taking all this data from your phones you can चलेंगे सेशन वाइंड अप करेंगे राइट हाँ तो ना आई हैव टू वाइंड अप द सेशन मु जदी एमती कहबी ताले गोटे दिन पळेबो आपण माने भोक करबी भोक लागिला ना भोक लागिनी सेशन सरी गेलानी थैंक यू
Thank you, Mr. Nayak, for this very scary and critical set of information. We are more scared than before right now, though I believe we are a bit safer than what we were. I request Professor Dash to kindly felicitate the speaker, and I request the students to assist him. Mr. Nayak on the dais, please. Thank you. We, I hope you don't have any more question for Professor Nayak. So we can move on to the prize distribution for poster. And we have three prizes. Uh, I would request Dean Ase to come on the stage to give the prize for the poster competitions. Ritika Reddy, Kartik Pawara, Sakti Sahar Das. Are you present? I don't think they're present. So Ritika Reddy, Karthik Pawara, Sapti Sahar Das. So we conclude this vote of thanks would be given by President of Student Gymkhana. Thanks to all the speakers for this session.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So it's our pleasure to have three distinguished guests here. Dr. Suman Das, the Associate Professor, NLU, and Mrs. Namrata Chadda, and Shri Akshay Kumar Nayak, DSP. So we would like to thank all of them for their time and efforts to educate us on all these matters. And I would also like to thank our Director, Registrar, Organizing Committee, which includes PIC Seminar, NSS Coordinator, Faculty Advisor, Socio-Cultural, Chief Warden, Women's Welfare Committee Chairman, PRO, and the host of today, Dr. Prama, and all the institute functionaries, all the Gymkhana staff, CITSC staff, engineering cell, horticulture, housekeeping, security, and all the participants and all the wonderful audience today. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.